Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trust tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lit Dizzle, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, Mr. Scooter Ray, aka Mr. Scoot Sheeta.
The town splitter, baby. Town splitter. What's going on, peeps?
And of course, you don't see him, but you will. The heartthrob of the IWC, Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. Somebody told him that Shotzi liked gifts, so he said, I'm going to send her that. We're going to get into that later. He's going to jump in later. He's off taking care of the mascot, Loki, of course. So when he gets in, he'll say all his hellos and how you doings. But Scoot,
what up?
What's happening in the world of professional wrestling? Wow, you see, speak of the devil and
no. Hold on. Cut the intros, cut the simplicities, cut the flatteries. Ladies, how you doing? Dexter Loomis, sir. We're gonna have to have a talk. We're gonna have to have a talk, sir. I'm watching you, man.
Well, that's one thing we're gonna get into, because I think there might be some a bit of misconception going on.
So the thing is, though, Jaeger, you gotta stare into Loomis like he stares. So you gotta give him a stare.
You gotta do the thing. You gotta be like,
yeah. There you go.
Loki, get over here. I gotta pet something.
There you go.
What's up?
But yeah, man, it's we're NXT recapping NXT is gonna be fun.
Yes.
You know, I don't really have news on the WWE side, so we could just go right into it.
Oh, okay.
I'm perfectly down with that too. I mean, the news that we probably could have on WWE side, to me, it's not newsworthy anyway, because it's gonna piss me off. So I'm not gonna worry about it. And I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna say this today. For this episode, other than this part where I mentioned her name, I'm not talking about Charlotte this entire episode.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
So, yeah. But we're going to jump in NXT. And NXT popped off with none other than Mercedes Martinez going against Dakota Kai. Now,
wait. I wanna pick up the mic and say this into the mic. Mercedes Martinez, Dakota Kai, and of course Raquel Gonzalez, though. All three ladies, though.
Yeah, now, Mercedes rocking that mask was doing it for me. I gotta agree.
Always.
Though.
You know what? This was another great episode of NXT for women.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yet again. But now that I've said that piece, please, by all means, Mr. Left
Dizzle. I mean, it goes without saying this match was expected to be a good match between these two. But I don't think it's really the match that had anything to do with anything noteworthy about this whole segment here. Mainly because the talking points that come into play is really more so between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, because this is one thing that I took away from this. Scoot, you might not like this, but during that entrance with Dakota and Raquel did not feel like a champion. And I don't know if this is by design.
Okay.
I don't know if it's by design or if it's something that either there's something that they're alluding to, like because of the shit that happened last week with Mercedes talking up Dakota as if she's Raquel's talking piece. So if that is the case, then this is brilliant from NXT to do it like that, to actually show, so it can be like, okay, you know what? Well, now we're starting to see that Dakota may have like that flair, and it still seems as though Raquel is like in the background, even though she has a championship. And the imagery that I got from that entrance when she walked up, when she posed with Dakota throughout the match, and then of course causing the disqualification, that the only time she felt like dominant is after that disqualification, and she ran down Martinez. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on where this progresses, because I could be seeing something completely different, but that's what I got from that.
Go ahead, Scoot.
Well, in the words of Mr. L.A. Knight, let me tell you something here, Lip Dizzle. How dare you? How dare you part your lips to say such things? How dare you? How dare you say those things about Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Gonzalez?
Ooh.
But in this instance, you are right. In this
instance, gonna run me down. You're gonna run me down and agree with me.
Damn right I am.
He said, "How dare you be absolutely right?"
Exactly. How dare you be right? I do agree that it didn't feel like she was the world champion. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel that way. I do agree.
She definitely, at least with the entrance alone, she definitely felt like muscle with a belt.
Yeah, it did. So I do agree. And like I said, maybe it might change because, you know, how the match ended, and then, you know, fast forwarding up ahead with 2 weeks in advance, you know, when they actually have their match, maybe things might seem different, but it did kind of feel like Raquel was still the Dune, but the world champion Dune.
Yeah.
So
not sure what that's about. I really want to know where they take this. Hopefully somebody points it out soon and they bring some attention to that partnership or friendship that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said if it's by design, as far as like storyline, if there's something that they're trying to build up, then I think it's the best way, because you're allowing the audience to kind of view it and then make their own assumption and then kind of just play up to that. And again, you know, that's good storytelling by NXT. WWE is a whole nother thing, because they're universally despised right now. So, but as far as NXT, it's like they have it down, and of course the rest of the show is going to prove that as we recap the rest of the show. But yeah, this was still a good match. I hate that it went through a DQ, and I hate that the DQ was caused by Raquel.
That was such a nonsensical DQ, though.
It really was. It didn't have to happen.
Yeah,
like Raquel got fed up that Mercedes Martinez was kicking her butt too much, and so she just comes in and gives a big boot.
Yeah,
right. Raquel's getting torn down, but you could have had. I mean, if you were going to have Mercedes win, then just make Mercedes like a dominant force to build.
But you know what I think what they might be doing though is I think they might be using this also with story is to protect Dakota.
Wait, did I fall off somewhere?
Oh yeah, you cut off. Go ahead.
Damn. Where was I at? Where was I before it cut?
You said the big boot.
Oh yeah, so the big boot. Yeah. What I was trying to say is just make Mercedes, if you're gonna have Mercedes win, then like have her win the dominant way and be a threatening force to the inevitable match that is gonna be with Raquel. True. Like if you want to have Dakota Kai take that L, I mean you can say that she just had an injury exploited, like she had the arm just like exploited. And you can still make Raquel not look like the old Raquel. I mean, come on, like she was getting tossed around left and right. I'm sorry, not Raquel. I'm sorry, Dakota. Make Dakota, the old don't make Dakota look like the old Dakota. Like still like even after she loses, you know, make her like jump in and like start wailing on Mercedes or something after the match, something. But you know what? It still provides the direction that it needs to go. So
yeah, and I agree with you on that end. But what I also think they're doing too is I think that they're using that as far as if we're going with the same storyline as far as I'm alluding to it. I think they might be using it to make Dakota look strong, in a way to where it's like she could be the aggressor during the breakup, to where she's like, I didn't need you to jump in for Mercedes.
To jump in on that match.
Exactly. So she may start to feel like she is more of a champion than Raquel. So I think that would be the reason for the split moving forward. And they both have a reason to kind of gripe at each other. So
there you go. I like it.
But yeah.
Clean up.
Huh?
Oh, I thought I heard a spill. It's just a doggo.
Yeah. See, so what you get one choking on the end on this side. It's crazy. But yeah. Now, of course, right after this match happened, some disrespect happened on on your end, and because judging by the way this night was going, Shotzi was gonna get somewhat of a surprise by someone by the name of Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, but before that surprise could even get there, during an interview, both Shotzi and Ember received this bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, and
of course Frankie Monet walks up and reads the cards, and it's
everything was going to plan, man. Everything was going to plan. It was on TV and everything.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
But anyways, Frankie Monet.
Yeah, she read the card, and it said from Dexter Lumis. Now, that's very interesting. Now, of course, this is going to be played up throughout the entire show, based on indie side as well, because we all know Index, the couple name that they have.
Yeah. Ship name, right? Is that what they call that?
Is what is it called? Ship name? Is that
that's what it is when you're putting like you're lining two characters up like that romantically. It's called shipping, right?
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did not know that. See,
you learned something know that?
This week too. See that? Look at that.
So like, what is it? Otis and Mandy. That was a shipping as well. Like,
well, wait, what did they even have in there? I didn't even realize that they had one.
I think that they maybe had one or two interactions, and then the fans loved it, so they kept it going. So they shipped it, like yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant they were putting their names together to make. I was supposed to figure like what.
Oh no! That would have been interesting.
Huh? That would have been interesting because
Odie, I guess, would be the only thing you could come up with.
Odie or Modus.
No. No.
Or Mantis.
Mantis. That's pretty threatening. I like that.
See.
Be a good intergender tag. Anyways.
But of course, when they received these flowers, Ember herself said, nope, they're not for me. I'm married. And Shotzi had already known those flowers weren't from you. So that's why she pushed me. She's like, nah,
see, that's the problem though, because they were.
I mean,
fucking. I'm calling this the way. I'm saying the way is doing this crap.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, but damn it, Johnny and Candace, why'd you gotta make my flowers be the butt of y'all's joke? I don't appreciate that. And
we're definitely gonna get into what Jaeger sent Shotzi later on throughout the show that got rudely interrupted as well. So,
yep.
Well, we'll get into that. But what after this though? After this interaction between the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions and Frankie Monet, who of course Jaeger said Frankie has to stop interrupting these interviews, and sure enough, she interrupted
right back to it again. I think that's just gonna be her bit, her gimmick. She's just gonna keep running up on interviews.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why not?
Yeah,
I mean, don't forget they had what Elias for 10 weeks on Raw, just backstage strumming a guitar before he finally wrestled.
Yeah, that is true.
That's really true. Don't do that. Don't do that in NXT. Don't.
I mean, Lacey Evans strode to the ring just to walk back up the ramp.
Oh, I hated that.
So.
Oh, she sure did, huh?
Yep. So why not just have Frankie just keep popping up in anybody's interviews to finally? So now, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Ooh.
Did she have the dog with her when she interrupted?
She was holding the dog.
So we're gonna notice when she's not holding the dog. That's when something's gonna happen.
I like that. Makes sense.
I think she might slap somebody. Somebody might slap her. But I think it's gonna all come if she doesn't have the dog, or maybe she might have the dog. I don't know.
I was about to say for like a little slap spot, she might take it.
She does. It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about her in this aspect now, it seems like her interactions and her wording is getting a lot better when she's doing this. But at the same time, still kind of same old song and dance. But I think with her, after kind of watching each one of her interactions, for her, short is sweet for her. It doesn't need to be like extended or just drawn out. It just needs to be kind of quick and just done. And then that's it. Just make an impression and dip the fuck out.
Yes, I agree with that.
Now, one thing that felt somewhat drawn out, but had probably a better payoff was the good old escapades of Cameron Grimes.
He's my favorite idiot.
This,
yes,
of course. Last week we talked about it. You know, we even brought up Ted DiBiase and saying that
man, someone's listening.
And I remember saying it's like I don't even know. I had asked a question if Ted DiBiase even knows who Cameron Grimes is, and sure enough, he goes into the jewelry store. I didn't pay attention to the dude that was sitting down. It never clicked to me.
I didn't recognize him immediately, to be honest.
Oh no! The moment I saw the dude sitting down, I knew who that was.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was just as perceptive, but it's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay because the payoff that I got because just for the record, people, I'm not breaking this up into segments. I'm going through this whole thing.
I like that.
From him going in and then checking out the jewelry, it was still Cameron Grimes cringeworthy at certain points, but for the most part, once it got to that last, this is what got me when he bit down, when he was looking at, oh yeah, I like this gold, and he bit the gold coin. He's like, oh, this is chocolate. Hope you're not trying to sell me any chocolate. I was like, all right.
He made me pop when he's like, oh, take your time, man. I got all the time in the world. Then it took 2 seconds before he said, hey, man, hurry up. I ain't got all day.
Exactly.
I was like, all right, Cameron, you got me.
And then once he got his watch, and he was like, he alluded to Karrion Kross, which Karrion Kross got a lot of small shout outs throughout NXT. And as he's checking, he's like, yeah, tick-tock. And as he's looking at his watch, you see that one nice cut of that hand come through with an even better looking watch. And just the line alone was perfect. He's like, yeah, it's a nice watch, kid, but it's not $1 million watch. And I was like, and then the laugh. Then the laugh came, and I was like, yeah, thank you. I don't know what I expected from it. I don't know what I expect from it moving forward, but I loved it. And they didn't draw it out at that point. They kind of left it as is. And perfect. So my question to you guys is what happens moving forward? Do we still see more of Ted DiBiase, or is this pretty much like a one-off?
Ooh. I'd like it to be a one-off. I'd like this to be the ending of this whole Ted DiBiase meetup stuff. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see the end of this yet, though. I could definitely see Ted DiBiase coming back, Junior even showing up for a little spot. Yeah, I think we got a couple more weeks out of this.
Okay,
I can see that too. I can see it lasting like a couple more weeks just to kind of drag out the fact that anytime he goes somewhere now, DiBiase is there. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they already filmed a few skits of it already.
True.
Oh, I would not doubt that.
Yeah, so that maybe the next skit he might go look into a car or maybe go look into a house or something.
And DiBiase's there.
And DiBiase's there.
Okay. Now, well, then let me ask this question then. So now that Ted DiBiase has been shown, because one thing I would still like him to continuously blame Ted DiBiase for random shit.
Yes,
just the way he says it. Like I love that booking on everything that he does. So now, so two questions: does Ted DiBiase showing up now dilute him blaming Ted DiBiase for stuff?
I don't think so. Only because we got a couple of weeks of it.
Gotcha.
I think, like I said, that we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 more weeks out of this, and then I don't think he'll be doing this for much longer after that.
Okay, so basically, from your guys' perspective, is almost like strike while the iron's hot, and then kind of just move. Okay,
yes,
I'm down.
Treat it like his cryptocurrency selling. Like, you hold on to it for a little bit, and then when it gets big and hot, then you sell off.
I like that analogy. I like that. Now, from there, of course, we get to of course, one of Scoot's favorite parts, GYV's promo.
Oh boy, my boys came out looking dapper as fuck.
They did, and there was some disrespectful stuff that happened after that. Now just talking about the suit, which I hated that it happened, because I like that suit. But we'll get to that in a second. Man. But GYV came out and cut one hell of a promo that made me raise some eyebrows in a good way, because of the way that everything is kind of being built up. Like the way NXT is treating the tag division is perfect. Because it's not just, hey, we're going to put the champs here and then insert X team here and then line up the other teams coming up. Everything is pretty much intertwined. Everybody knows basically how it used to be a long time ago. It's like you would have teams, you all know they want that top prize. And it's like, okay, you want it. Okay, well, we want it more. So you're going to get out the way, or we're going to have to push you out the way. And you got other people I love the intermingling of all these storylines, because GYV, we already know, has that rivalry with MSK, period. And for them to bring up the whole thing with Legado del Fantasma and basically state it as if, hey, you're too busy ducking us. You're basically playing with them over here when you should be worried about the real thing. And I like that, because Legado del Fantasma at this point right now are looking fairly dominant.
They kind of are, not gonna lie.
And they are getting better every week. And I think it was due to the Dusty Classic that helped them kind of elevate and make them look less than lackeys to Santos Escobar.
Well, and it kind of hints to what you were saying too. NXT, I don't know how they did it, and I think maybe somebody on the main roster side needs to take note. But somehow NXT has made it to where everything matters.
Exactly.
Kind of like what you were saying, that yes, we have all of these tag teams, but all the tag teams have a goal in mind. Goal in mind is to get the gold. Like, there is no, hey, we're just a tag team because we want to just beat people up, or we just a tag team because Triple H told us to become a tag team.
True.
Everybody has the goal of getting the gold. Same thing. Same thing with the world title, and same thing with the North American title. Everybody is essentially fighting for their spots in cruiserweight. Everybody is essentially fighting for their spot. There isn't a person on the roster who's just there just to be there.
True.
Everybody has a championship aspiration in NXT, and that's what I truly appreciate. Because like you said, GYV came out there, cut that great promo, and then Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa comes out and was like, y'all did beat us. Y'all did, but if we run this back, there will be a different outcome. And the nerve of them attacking GYV while they out there looking dapper.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the nerve, the gall, the gumption, the temerity of him bringing up NXT Cardiff. If you hate Gibson's shoes off, the nerve of you, sir. Nerve. I love the callback.
Same.
I love the callback, but the nerve.
Which is
nerve.
A note that WWE can kind of take from this, because if you can have both NXTs can allude, it's not as blatant, because it happened. I think it happened one other time. It probably happened two more times, but I know it happened one other time for sure throughout in the show. But it's not hard to do something like that. You can show that everything can coexist. You know, even just by saying something as small as that. But
I mean, the thing is, the problem, like, for some reason, the WWE universe bubble, whatever we want to call it, they live as if they have these weird Men in Black neuralizers. like, for instance, like you said, take GYV. Before GYV formed, Zach Gibson was solo. So it would make sense that you bring up something that happened during his title match to be like, hey, I know something that irritates you. It's his chance. And the problem is, at times, they live in this weird vacuum, like they can't bring up history unless the history has happened in WWE.
True.
And it's the weirdest shit.
You know what that reminds me of? For anybody who understands, like, you know, the MCU and just like the Netflix and just Marvel Universe, as far as like for TV and movies, it's almost that same thing how it is with the Netflix and then the actual MCU. How Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage and Defenders, they would allude to the fact that, you know, oh, this stuff is going on over here, because they would call Hulk, you know, the green guy, or Mr. Stars and Stripes for Captain America.
Or, you know, the event that happened in New York.
Yeah, the event. But yet, you know, if you go to the actual movies, they would never allude to shit like that happening from the Netflix universe.
This is why I like that new Spider-Man movie so much, because it's gonna be putting everything together.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Disney and Marvel.
I mean, yeah.
You know what? We may have to harp on that one time, not for this platform, but you know, eventually, you know.
Yes,
we'll get there.
But that's what that reminds me of, because of the fact that it's like everybody knows that all these things exist under the WWE umbrella, yet the main roster universe treats NXT as if it doesn't exist. You know, you look at shit like, you know, Retribution. You look at the way that they change names from people coming from NXT, as if we have no recollection of who they were like a night or week before they were on TV. And this is crazy. Exactly. And I think that goes to show, and I know this is like my third alluding to WWE main roster, but it's the way that they treat the fans as if we're all stupid, you know, same way with their writing. That goes to show how they view the fans. So for those of you who are sitting here lobbying for WWE and saying, oh, they're not doing anything wrong, this is how they look at you.
First of all, they can catch me outside if they think WWE's not doing anything wrong. But yeah, that's how we look at you.
But this promo was good. I love the way that it kind of just highlighted the whole tag division, as far as like the upper card of the tag division. Of course, we already know you have other teams like Breezango and Killian Dane and Drake Maverick and Imperium, but that was not shortchanging them. They just had other stuff going on. But this is what is part of the top of the card. Usually, as you would see, it's usually 3 or 4 teams, and right now it's 3 or 4 teams. The champs, Legado del Fantasma, the grizzled young vets, and then the grizzled vets. So
I'm pretty sure Imperium's gonna be throwing their name in that hat soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They don't have a choice at this point.
You know, we were all worried about who's going to NXT UK, but what if NXT UK is just coming to us?
I mean, the travel restrictions seem to be letting up a little bit because, I mean, I can see it.
Like Imperium's like migrated over here. All we need is like Walter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're coming over here. Like, we might send somebody. I don't think we're sending Finn, especially after our little social media update that I thought was completely unnecessary.
There was no way
to. So weird.
It was weird, and there's no way for me to pop it in. Well, I mean, there is a way for me to pop it in there, but I mean, as far as like the showing, it was so quick that you know what, we'll talk about it now. So yeah, that kind of kills my prediction on him going to the UK.
Yeah.
And doing his thing, but it looks like he's going to come back, and I guess he's addressing it as if he's going to continue on in NXT. Now, granted, I still like that. I still could be right. He may come back and cut a promo that says, you know, I'm going to NXT UK,
going to broaden my horizons, yada yada. Yeah,
yeah. So I guess that's still open ended for now. But it seemed from what the commentary that said, it's like he's basically coming back to reclaim his throne, so to speak. So. We'll see, but he looked damn happy in them social media pics, though.
I mean, he's with his hot wife in Mexico, so yeah.
Shout out to the prince.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the prince. I think your ex was hotter.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of liked her more. I mean, all right, I'm not even on an aesthetic viewpoint, but I really don't know too much about his wife. Yeah. But no, Charlie was no, it wasn't Charlie, was it?
No, not Charlie Caruso.
No. Who was it that he was dating? He dated somebody in the back.
It was she. I mean, she left, but I think she's coming back too.
Oh.
I don't know why her name is eluding me right now.
Anyways. I mean, that woman's gorgeous too. Anyways, shout out to Finn for having good taste. There we go.
Fair enough. I mean, but yeah, most of them do. You know, hey, look at Cole and Britt Baker.
Facts.
Yeah. But as well as Juice Robinson.
Who is he with again?
He's with Tony Storm.
We would not mention
what in the
we would not mention that name.
Well, we won't mention what Juice Robinson.
Yes, because I have a slight tinge of jealousy over that one. Just a slight tinge.
He's my favorite American at New Japan right now.
So that's perfect because the segue goes with his significant other, Tony Storm.
Tony though. I mean,
can we just say that it's I think it's Tony time, guys.
This is Tony time.
Definitely Tony time, and boy, the moment I hear that music, the eyes go straight to the screen.
Now,
Tony
came out
time.
And she cut a promo and to look. This fed into the biggest surprise of the night because. She cut this promo,
did it,
and it was almost as if she didn't even have a match. The way she cut this promo, because she completely dismissed Zeta Ramir, and I dismissed Zeta Ramir completely because looking, I'm like,
you didn't think like it was funny because the way she was talking and the way they had the camera angle, it didn't even know that she had an opponent in the ring.
Yeah,
it was like, why are you out there in ring gear just to cut a promo? Like, what is happening, Tony?
and then this match went on, and as this first off, shout out to Tony and her shredder hat.
Yes,
just the way the spikes was on there. All I could think about was Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. That was it, and I was like, yo, that's a dope hat. And only Tony could pull that off at this point. I don't know anybody else can pull it off, but yeah, shout out.
I mean, because it's Tony though.
It is Tony. But yeah, this match went on, and as this match was going on, I'm sitting thinking like, why is this match going so long? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this should be over and done with.
Yes.
And I was literally about to fast forward through this match, and all of a sudden, I see Zeta get up on the fucking turnbuckle, and she goes for the shoot first. One of this look, when she went up for the shooting star,
beautiful.
No, it was not beautiful at all.
What?
Because
come on, man.
Okay, so she pulled it off, but what I mean is from like the distance that she was trying to cover. The first thing that popped in my mind was WrestleMania 19,
Brock Lesnar
with Brock Lesnar, because the way that she kind of hit that rotation and
it
the way that
scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was scared at first, and then upon seeing the replays, that's when I started agreeing with kind of what Jaeger is saying.
Mm-hmm.
That it actually looks pretty nice, but at first I was like, "Ooh, shit!"
Yeah. So I think that was all from positioning. But after that, I was like, okay, if every opponent finally actually goes a little bit closer to the fucking turnbuckle, she'll pull it off perfectly, no problem. Yeah,
but you did see that Zoe Stark interfered, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it made sense, and because look, if Zeta won just clean, I would have questioned this whole thing.
Yeah,
but it does a two-pronged thing. It makes Zeta, because I'm pretty sure Zeta Ramirez is going to be one of the prospects that's coming up as far as like the women that they're bringing in, like Scoot said. So I think she may be one of them. And with Tony being, of course, having Zoe interfere, it furthers that storyline. And Tony's right. You know, honestly and truly, Zoe was making a name for herself prior to this, but beating Tony Storm did put her name more so on the map. Yes. So
yeah,
she's right. And so, of course, I'm pretty sure Tony's about to get her win back off of Zoe.
Yes.
Especially after losing this match.
That was highly unexpected.
Yeah. So, and
this was actually my biggest surprise of. No, this was the biggest surprise of Tuesday, but when we get to Wednesday, that was definitely a surprise in that one too.
Pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
Of the week, if we're counting the week, it was definitely the second biggest surprise of the week. With Wednesday being number one, but yeah.
So going from that to now, I don't know if this was either before this match or after this match, but LA Reid, thinking about music. LA Knight had a promo with I believe was that McKenzie.
Yeah,
McKenzie. Shout out to McKenzie. I'll tell you why in a little bit. But LA Knight cut a nice promo, real quick, simple. But he cut a promo that I like because of the way that he kind of slightly furthered the feud between him and Dexter Lumis without really furthering the feud, because he talked directly to Indy.
Yes.
And I love that because it speaks to his character, for one. That's first and foremost. And then two, I mean, now you have what I complained about prior, being like, okay, well, this feud kind of just got over and done with like really, really quick. But it feels like it was by design. So that goes to, credits to NXT for telling a story and being able to do things their way. Damn what anybody else like myself would think, like at the forefront of it. So yeah, thanks NXT for proving me wrong in something, or rather turning my opinion, so to speak. So I like this. I like LA Knight in this position to kind of woo Indy Hartwell and to further the story between Indy and Dexter Lumis and their relationship, because again, this goes more so into the fact of how the way is in a lot of things right now and how a lot of things are integrated into the way by way of Indy Hartwell, which is crazy. So, and then we get to probably a bittersweet double-edged sword moment, because you had these two bums come out after LA Knight left, and McKenzie riding strong for the cause. Because I'm gonna, McKenzie, if you listening and you watching, I'm gonna get you a Fuck Everrise shirt, because I know
I need Jaeger to get back on the camera.
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
Because, Mr. Lip Diesley says bums,
These
but
bums.
I saw it as something completely different.
No,
because
I think I saw a couple of oh, look at that.
These guys with the sweet merch.
That's kind of a sick shirt.
But let's tell a story in pictures.
Oh no.
So, the logo.
He did the dang thing.
The logo, right?
Oh man.
That's their logo.
Right.
Hold on, let me turn down my
I wouldn't know because I kind of skip when they show up. But
as you should. You should do that. You should skip when they show up.
I don't know, man. They still seem like a
that's his logo.
I know that guy.
Oh, I've seen that logo. I've seen that logo.
I've seen that logo.
So
that's a cool guy.
If we're telling a story in pictures, so like I said,
are we?
That logo.
Yeah, I don't. That's it's like
that logo.
It's a star. That's a star right there. That's a star.
With their combined powers.
Oh no.
Oh,
no. Wow. Oh baby. Oh yes. I need shirts. I need headbands. I need
Me too.
We might need a flag. We might need a flag. Oh yes.
Why not bring two powers combined?
No.
You know what they. Hey, Lip. It sounds a lot like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So I mean, you could run off that.
Look, they're not relevant enough to be enemies. That's why they don't exist. So, and I did keep my enemies closer. Legado del Fantasma, I did not like, and now I kept them closer because they're relevant. Everrise,
because they're relevant.
Exactly. Everrise. Look,
that's kind of a good. I like that. I like that.
McKenzie did it best. No, McKenzie did it best because what she did when they popped up, they tried to come in for interview and she was like, no, dismissed them.
That's fine. Exactly. That was cold. That was cold.
As she should. She knew. She knew. She's like, oh shit. Lip doesn't like y'all. Why am I wasting my time? Thank you. Thank you. For those of you, this was a Tag NXT crossover episode on NXT. If you did not know, and that was one of the crossovers. NXT riding for Lip Dizzle, and then we'll get into it in a bit. But but of course, after that, Bronson Reed took on Austin Theory to get yet another shot at Johnny's North American Championship. And
personally, with this match, it wasn't a bad match. So let me preface that.
Yeah.
It technically, I guess, was needed to build the story.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't care for it.
Same.
Because I knew the outcome. And
I 100% cared for Indy's entrance with the way there.
Absolutely. Yes, because she was all sad and pouty and everything. Yeah. Yes, that was amazing.
Now, I was confused about, though, was what happened a little later in this match when Dexter Lumis himself, motherfucker who can't apparently buy his own flowers. Anyways, no, I'm kidding. No, it's we're gonna get back to that one, but I did not. I was confused by Indy's lack of interest in Dexter, though. Like what was up? Why is she running away from him now?
No, see what happened was because it's really the flower thing because
I'm pretty sure. Okay. She's like, you gave them flowers. I don't like it. Okay.
Because when she first came out and she walked, I thought that she was mad at the way.
Right.
I thought that's what it was at first. And then it wasn't until Dexter came out where she was walking from him, and I was like, "Oh,
the flowers.
That's what it is."
Now, the moment I had saw it, and I saw the way how she was pouty and everything, I was like, "Oh, the flowers."
See, look, Scoot's been more perceptive than everybody at this whole episode.
It really has been. No, because I treat it like that. I treat it like half. They don't. Excuse me. Let me get out of the thought. I treat it when it comes to like promos cut in that kind of a way, I tend to treat it like, unless it's brought attention to, it did like the person on the other side of that story doesn't really know it exists, you know?
Yeah.
So it wasn't until Indy brought attention to it via the pouty walk that and then when y'all just told me now, but yeah, I guess that was their way of bringing it to the world or something, like them acknowledging it existed.
Yeah. Yeah. And
see, I completely didn't make that connection. Thank you, Scoop.
Well, like I said, the moment I kind of realized it, I was like, oh, she's pouting because of the flowers.
This is why you're the married one.
I like that.
All right.
But I think, and to Scoot's point, when it comes to this match between Theory and Reed, if for those of you who watch NXT for the longest, like, you know that Theory and Reed had this series of matches when they were feuding with each other, where Theory was trying to be Reed's friend. Those matches, to me, were better than this match, because mainly this match was all surrounded by story and shenanigans. So I paid attention to the match, but once I realized what was going on, I realized the purpose of this match was to basically fuel everything else going around it. So with this, I'm judging this based solely off the fact of everything else that's gone on. And of course, with the way getting in the match and causing all types of shit here, and then Dexter coming out and pushing Indy out the way, and then helping Reed, kinda, not really, but you know, and then Reed coming along with the win. This has to mean that Reed is going to beat Johnny this time.
Yes, absolutely. If 100%. It doesn't happen, then I don't know what's going to happen with that North American title picture if Reed doesn't beat Johnny this time.
Yeah, same. I do agree with that fully. So yeah, but that's what happened with this match and everything surrounded. And of course, the way shenanigans did not stop there, because they continued on, but we'll definitely get into that in a bit. After this, we had a promo by none other than Isaiah Swerve Scott back in the studio, giving another one of his promos. I love the imagery that he does with this. And I wanted to, when I saw him come up, I wanted to shit on this because I knew where this was going. But this is the thing, and because I have to preface why I get mad at main roster for doing this and why I'm okay with NXT doing this, because I came on here and I complained about the continuation between Ruff and Swerve, and the way that they do this is they integrate the promos in between that make sense, and the progression that they have with these series of matches that they have. Because normally I'd be sick of this whole interaction, but the way that Swerve cut his promo this week made more sense as to why they're going to have this Falls Count Anywhere match. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I hope that it's the last match for sure, for now at least. But I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think it's leading for it to splinter off. Yeah, I do agree, and that's why I agree with you that Bronson is going to take that title, because I think this is going to spin off into a series of matches. Not only between Bronson Reed and Swerve, but possibly Bronson Reed and Ruff or whoever else, and it's going to carry on this North American Championship picture, because Johnny really has nowhere to go but up at this point, and I think he's going to be one of Cross's victims. So I think it's going to be perfect for the way to kind of feud with Scarlett and Cross and all of this. Okay. So, but from I am
pretty behind that. I like that.
After this promo from Swerve, we had earlier in the night we had an interview between Killian Dane and Drake Maverick, and I like how Drake Maverick kind of in a way kind of alluded to the fourth wall breaking on how everybody views like the same old song and dance with certain tag teams splitting up, and like how I'm gonna reach for a tag and then you're gonna jump down, or I'm gonna come into the ring, you're gonna hit me, and I'm like, you know what? I can't be mad, because I was thinking this shit was gonna happen. Say you're gonna join Imperium. It's like I know this. And I was like, I know this too. So, so of course, Killian Dane did what any smart guy would do, and that's quote George Michael. You gotta have faith.
Gotta have faith.
And sure enough, Drake Maverick didn't seem like he had faith, but once he got in that match, that's exactly what the fuck happened.
You showed up a bit,
yeah. And they're really giving Drake Maverick and Killian Dane a lot of time in these matches, and I appreciate that. I don't expect much from their team as far as like going in the tag division. I don't like before I seen them winning tag titles. Now I don't necessarily seeing them win those titles at all, but it's good for them to be a team. But they are giving them time, and this was another one of those things where going against Imperium, you got not only a fulfilling match, but you got more answers to questions as far as like what was going on. And it seems like now this is more so not between Imperium and Killian Dane, more so between Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. Yeah. And it surprised me that was more so the case, because it seemed like that was causing some type of dissension between Alexander Wolf and everybody else in Imperium. Granted, we don't know where Walter stands, but it's and even after that, they still showed solidarity. Which let me just get on that right now, is the fact that that's how you show solidarity in a stable. Like, you have that dissension, but you know that it's all for the cause. Like, above all else, we may have our gripes, but this is all for the cause. And to show how they were looking at Alexander Wolf, even though they're still doing their pose and everything, they're just like, I'm here. We're showing we're solid, but we're gonna have to nip this in the butt. So what do y'all think happens with this shit?
I really don't know. I thought I knew.
That's how I felt. That's exactly how I feel.
I don't know anymore.
Three's company then, because
I'm
in the same boat.
Who knows the way this shit is going? Fuck around, Drake Maverick end up joining Imperium for all we know. I don't know anymore. Like, I just don't know.
You know what? That's just crazy enough to actually happen. Oh shit! Drake Maverick going and becoming the Intercontinental Champion as part of Imperium. I'm sorry, not Intercontinental. Fuck! Why am I getting all my titles mixed up? Cruiserweight. Thank you. Cruiserweight champ.
Huh. To have him step up it. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a wild booking by me.
Well,
I'm not mad at that.
He never got his revenge on Santos. So I guess it could spin off into Kushida.
Interesting.
Good.
This time with Maverick being a heel. So,
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we get. Now I'm more so interested in the story, because before I was like, I don't know where it's going, so I don't know if I care or not. But now I do.
Wait a minute. Yeah, because Killian Dane's been like the protective guy. Oh shit! You could see Drake Maverick turn on him.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
Yeah, go ahead. After that, we of course. We got a backstage interview between MSK and Kushida, basically factoring in everything. And I like the dynamic that they had, because they all alluded to Kushida taking them under his wing.
Yeah. And sidebar, I don't know if y'all follow Kushida on Instagram. He explained that.
Really?
Why he's taking MSK under his wing.
What did he say?
Alex Shelley.
Oh, okay.
Alex Shelley asked him to, because remember, Alex Shelley had left after they, the Time Splitters has formed that one last time.
Yeah.
When the Rascals was leaving, he said Alex Shelley had asked him, "Hey, 2 guys are coming in. I want you to look after them for me." Hence why MSK had came out to save Kushida with Legado.
I like that.
I like this a lot. I like that. There's I like a lot of that story behind it.
Yeah.
this is perfect because it makes this feud make more sense as instead of it being like some random, oh, you know what? Hey, we don't like you jumping on this guy. You know, we're gonna even the odds. It's like, okay, yeah, that shit works perfectly.
So
as that was explained, we kind of get away from that, and then we move to what's supposed to be a match, but wasn't really a match. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
If you let Robert Stone tell it, it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely getting that too.
God, that was annoying.
So they were supposed to be defending their titles. And
what is supposed to be defending titles, or was it just a regular match?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a title match.
Yeah, it was a title.
It was supposed to be a title match.
I guess I missed that part. I thought it was just a regular tag team match.
No, see, and it's funny because I'm going to cut to this part before we actually get into the actual shit. But just to your point, Scoot, when you talked about Robert Stone, the way that he was celebrating, even when he grabbed, and the funny part was how he grabbed the women's tag team title as if he won it. Yeah. And was running around the ring.
Yeah.
It was just like, yo, do you not realize that the bell never rung?
Never had a bell ring. You didn't win.
Never.
But either way, so you have Aaliyah and Jessica Mia come out, Robert Stone, and then you have the entrance of Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, of course. And they come out, and as Shotzi's is about to get into ring, Ember walks up, and you have some nice gentlemen walk up with a smorgasbord of gifts, fruit, chocolates, cupcakes, flowers, by none other, because a lot of people would think that was from, Dexter. It wasn't. The flowers was from somebody else. We don't know. But they rain on Jaeger's parade because those gifts were from him. See, Shotzi, you missed it because Ember seen it first, and it was not meant for Ember. Sorry, Ember. It's you're married. You're
Ember,
married.
You said it yourself. You're married.
Yeah,
she said it herself.
Yeah.
Shotzi knew that she was going to get a gift. She just didn't know when. And sure enough, that was the perfect time to get it. Why? During their interest, to give them that confidence to win this match.
Or something to look forward to after the match. Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly. And not only did Shotzi not get a chance to see what happened because they tried to give it, not give it to Ember, but Ember saw it first.
She did.
And once Ember saw it, then you had the Way come out and spoil the party even more. Not only that, they took those gifts, those hard-earned gifts that Jaeger got for Shotzi, tossed them aside, threw them around, and just demolished
disrespected the man.
Disrespectful.
Y'all owe me like $250. Like,
shame.
Come on, it hurts.
Shame.
That or I'll wrestle Johnny for his Q1 earnings. I don't know.
There you go. So not only did you ruin Jaeger's gift, but you deprived him of seeing Shotzi
just
in action.
God, it was going to be such a nice jobber match.
It was. Damn shame.
And then the Robert Stone brand got delusional.
They did.
Just what?
So, I mean, it's look, Indy and Candice are lobbying hard for these titles, and they're going to win them. I mean, you're gonna have a rage-induced Indy just taking on everybody.
Yes,
and I mean, I'm here for it, but at the same time, why Shotzi?
Damn, I didn't think about that either.
Look at that. There's
Indy.
Because because these girls hitting on her mans.
Yeah. It's like, you're trying to take something. I'm gonna take something from you now.
So what?
Oh, was that like, didn't you see the way she was doing that beatdown?
Right.
Like she was pretty. Like she was like, not my man.
Yo, when she broke Vase over Shotzi, I was like, she's like, just like. That was like Moxley breaking that champagne bottle on Jericho. I was like,
it was like, damn. Ember just got some cupcakes in her face. Shotzi got a whole vase.
She got a whole ass vase.
She was like, "Oh, you want flowers, huh? I'm gonna give you flowers."
Yeah. Jesus.
They deprive us of a match, but I mean, honestly, we knew which way that match was going to go. Regardless, they were going to defend those titles successfully because, again, Robert Stone brand, the dark horse in that is Jessie Kamea. It's possible that she could do something for them in that aspect, but as of right now, nah, not yet. Especially with the way on the horizon to try to get these titles. Yeah, that's where their money match is. It's with this feud here. So yeah. But from there, we finally get Adam Cole back in some capacity. And
bye.
And the one thing that I'm happy about that now, granted, they may not have tried to make it a bold, big thing, but on his on the crawl that he had under his name, it said NXT Superstar. So basically means that he ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean,
they should have just put like wrestling.
He did call that cross.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. They should have just called him like wrestling superstar to just add a little bit more suspense to it.
I mean, that would have been fine too.
It would have been nice. I would have just been like, "Ooh, which way is he going?"
But anyway. what I think they might be doing now, though, because of how everybody's scared of how they're going to treat Cole on the main roster, I think they're trying to build his character in a different way, and this is probably the best way to do it with the suit, with the attitude, with all of this, as far as his evolution. And I think that's going to be the character they carry over to the main roster. Now, when that happens, I don't know, but
I think it'll be like we talked about before, where Karrion Kross is just going to start sending a lot of people up.
I mean, if he's doing that, shit.
Like, he can just clean up house.
He could. He could. But that in a way that almost scares me just a little bit.
Yeah.
If he just starts like just basically demolishing everybody and just send them to the main roster here and there, because once he's done.
I mean, he did send Keith Lee and Damian Priest to the main roster, so
yeah. And I mean, damn, it would have been nice if if that came true about Finn, but apparently Finn wants to stick around on NXT, which is nothing wrong with that. He could still possibly go to UK, but I could definitely see like Kross not only sending Cole up, but probably like 2, maybe 3 others in his reign.
Yeah, and
probably two others at the most.
Well, even if he does that, the problem that I have is kind of the same thing that Scoot was saying. You know, as far as his concerns with Kross being champ, is that who do you have that can beat Kross? And if you have him sending a lot of people, you're really just narrowing the roster to a point to where, I mean, is it going to be even worth him being champion? Because it'll be like a Brock Lesnar situation to where it's like, and it'll be
a possibility.
Yeah, because I mean, right now you have this North American Championship picture that's flourishing, where you can go anyway.
Very true.
And now you think about the NXT Championship picture, and it's like, it's really hard to see what makes sense coming from, you know, going from Finn to Kross and then Kross to, you know, blank, because the only way you could realistically take that title off of Kross is if it's in a multi-man match or if it's in like some type of ladder match or a specialty match. But as far as like a going up one-on-one against him, it's completely unrealistic unless you are fucking Finn Balor, and even that's a stretch. So yeah, I'm trying.
I'm even right now. I'm trying to think about who can beat Kross besides like Finn.
Yeah,
even with the current roster.
It's kind of hard.
Now,
I would put the belt on Ciampa.
I mean, you could.
If anybody's going to be like the guy that you could say could like endure Karrion Kross, I would say Ciampa would be that guy who would take that punishment.
Whew. I don't think I want him in that punishment.
I don't want to see. I mean, I don't want to see how long that has to go. I'm just saying that he could take it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he probably wouldn't be walking out of that match, but yeah.
Watch them bring Velveteen Dream back to beat Karrion Kross.
That would be.
Oh no!
If this was maybe like a year or so ago, I'll be here for it. But if they were to do that now, I would feel this would be so disrespectful.
Oh no!
I would be so disrespectful if they was to do that.
I'm not on board with that at all.
At all.
Oh.
Now,
the iteration of Velveteen Dream has kind of lost all its luster at the moment,
which is sad.
I mean, it's never gonna go away. Like now they've held him back so much that if he comes back, they're gonna be like, "Why was he gone so long?"
Yeah, they might. I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be the time that he takes off for it to kind of just let everything die down, let a lot of other controversial things happen to where his shit just seems like
he was like buried at like around the same time that Sammy Guevara got kicked, right?
Yes.
So like he just faded out like of the schedule and all that, right?
Yeah, it was during that and the stuff with Riddle, but Riddle really didn't get any backlash. But I think he was able to prove like his stuff though.
Yeah.
So
But so what I'm trying to get at though is like that was the same time as Sammy Guevara. Like so, I said that a lot, but yeah, gave it more appropriate time. But I feel like even now it's just been too long to where people aren't gonna forget like what he did.
Yeah.
Like if. Say you would have brought him back maybe February. Like I would have been like, you know what? I mean, we don't even know if what he's doing was criminal though. So
yeah.
Like
I mean, they definitely tried to continue. I think they tried to bring him back 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
And every time he came back,
you know what? I don't really see Dream bouncing back.
It's hard to.
That's why I was saying, like, I think the luster of him has officially gone with this situation because we live in a society, to quote the Joker, we live in a society that even if you prove innocent, you're still what they say you were.
Yeah.
So if Dream is completely exonerated, the person came out and said they lied, some people are still going to look at Dream as that guy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the thing that's going to suck. Like he would have to legitimately build that character back up again in order for it to work out.
Yeah, it's because he's definitely still signed, so he's But I think hold on.
Man, they had two cuts, and Dream didn't make that list either time.
No, obviously they must still.
They have to
see something.
What could they?
It says WWE claimed they investigate the allegations and didn't find anything. So
yeah,
I mean, look, he could be perfectly fine. He could be innocent and all this, but when you look at the situations with other people, and you look at Riddle's situation, you look at Sammy Guevara's situation, and you look at other people who have been in the industry who have come and gone, got fired, stayed along, or whatever.
Yeah,
this is the only one who's continuously ongoing, and there has been no type of resolution, no type of confirmation, or nothing. Yet they're not treating it as though there's nothing going on. They may say it, but yet he's still been off of TV. So
he's been off of TV for a while.
Yeah, and even in Riddle's case, even when Riddle's was going on, Riddle never really missed he never really missed time like that. So
he didn't miss time at all because remember Riddle was debuting on SmackDown.
Yeah,
he didn't miss time at all.
So that's why this one is so weird in a way, to where it's like it's hard to call it because WWE says one thing, but their actions show another.
Yes,
right,
and it's just weird. So. Hey, who knows? But with Cole's interview, it was short and sweet. He basically kind of just, I don't want to say he threw the gauntlet down. He basically kind of just let it be known, the kind of same song or same talking points with him not needing Undisputed Era. basically downing O'Reilly and saying that, why do you think, he's, y'all looking at him now as if he's ready, but he hasn't been that whole time, and the fact of him proclaiming that he wants to go for the gold because he cemented his legacy as being the longest reigning NXT champion. So, it's same hill work. I just like his character at this point. The promo, it's the same old thing, but the way he's portraying this character, perfect. Suits, hair tied back, just good. Arrogant as fuck, and he got a reason to be. So hopefully he can kind of get this character over the way that Finn got over going back to NXT. And hopefully that can kind of translate to the main roster in a way that's believable rather than how Vince kind of views smaller guys. So
definitely.
So we'll definitely see. And of course, after the interview kind of cut from the actual interview to the interview being watched by O'Reilly. And I like the fact that they kind of left it at that and didn't have O'Reilly say anything. He kind of just, kind of just nodded like, okay, this is now let's see what I can do. But then we got a nice little promo from Pete Dunne. Almost like when I listened to this promo, all I heard was kind of Miro's promo, but this was more of a lighter version of it.
Yeah.
Rather than
felt like it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, he did name pretty much all the champions, but one thing that stood out was the fact that he said, "Oh, I may go back to the UK and take back the title that I made famous," which I like that. Is it going to happen? No, I don't think so. I could see it happening because that match I enjoyed thoroughly. And to have that with the new Pete Dunne, I'm down. But I really and truly think that spot is still reserved for Finn Balor to take that title. But I don't know. I mean, do y'all think he's going to go to a specific title like anytime soon, or is this going to be more of the same?
I think it's going to be like a Miro situation. Like he'll eventually wear the gold, but it's not going to happen now.
Yeah.
Like it'll probably happen. Shit. Let's see. It's not going to be a North American title.
Oh,
if he's winning, huh?
You think cruiserweight?
But he's just.
No, wait, never mind. No, I can't say that.
Can't.
I'm going with what you said.
Huh?
I think it's gonna be Drake Maverick, like you said. I think Drake Maverick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but then, like there's really no other avenue he can go besides either NXT or UK.
Damn, you're right. Because the North American title picture is pretty much. I feel as though it's set.
It's set for what looks like the next few months for damn sure.
Yeah. Huh. But I wouldn't mind seeing him and Cross, but I just hate to see Pete Dunne lose. Like,
ooh, maybe that's what sends him to UK.
Huh. Damn, there you go. See,
if we make that way we make Cross the sender.
Cross still sending people. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna send you back to where you came from. Fucking shit, man. Either way. After that, we got the main event, which
wait. Before you get there, what do y'all think of that whole Diamond Mine thing?
Okay, so all right, so now so I was confused because I ran that back over and over again. I didn't know if it was like an MMA commercial or if that was something for NXT. I thought so
too, but NXT's IG reposted it, and I was like, oh no, that was an NXT thing.
Okay, so that's all right. So yeah, I don't know what to think.
I'm sorry, I must have fast forwarded through this. I mean, I didn't see it as I was skipping around.
Maybe if Mr. D's like, because I could show it on screen, but it's gonna look kind of ugly. But it was simple. Like it wasn't nothing special.
Yeah, it was.
It was just
It's just called Diamond Mine.
Yeah, and it's literally under WWE.
Yeah,
that's some shit.
And
what the hell is that supposed to be? Is WWE gonna get a little MMA action here? Is that what we're doing?
I honestly don't know, but yeah, this is yeah, I'll pull it up on this.
But yeah, so it was like a okay. I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. See. Oh, this is what you just showed.
Yeah.
All right. Jeez, what the hell? Pressure makes diamonds.
Apparently.
Train, perform. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, and like the way that it kept going, like I was just.
It's definitely very MMA vibes. That's not wrestling vibes.
Very.
Yeah, it was weird because like the way that they that it popped up, like it had the same kind of level of production as like any like NXT like promo from somebody that would either be debuting or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I kept seeing it, I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. So I kept bringing it back like, okay, am I looking at a commercial? Because it literally came on like right after an NXT segment.
It did.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just so confused. So I kind of just left it. I was like, okay, you know what? No, it's MMA. I'm just going to leave it at that. But thanks to Scoot for seeing the shit. Apparently. So did they say like what it possibly could be other than that? Or
of course, they're keeping it a mystery.
Okay.
For now. So like I said, many, because I was looking at the comments right before I brought it up. Some of the comments thinking it's Tessa. I don't know why. But I never knew Tessa to do an MMA type thing, so I don't know.
Yeah. So you're thinking it could be
that could be her gimmick, her angle. I mean,
so yeah. So many people. So some people in the comments think it's a stable. Somebody put it's not a fucking person. It's like a So I don't know. Hopefully it's not their attempt to do like a Raw Underground.
I hope
because we saw how that went.
Yeah, so, everybody loved it, right? Right.
Right.
Jesus.
See, this would have been good back in the day had they been more polished for basically Shayna, Marina Shafir, and why is her name?
Jessamine.
Jessamine Duke. That would have been good for them for they like the four horsewomen of MMA. But during that time, they weren't even like polished like that. And even now, like they're kind of just separated all over the place. So, so even now, unless this is like Jessamine Duke like re-debuting, I honestly don't know what this could be.
Yeah.
Or who this could be. So
I guess we'll have to just see in the upcoming weeks.
We're just gonna have to wait.
Yep.
But there also wasn't any like timeline or anything like that, right?
No, it was just that little commercial you just saw, and that was it.
Damn shame. How dare you, NXT? Give us some confusing shit like that. But the main event of NXT, a 6-man tag between MSK and Kushida against Legado del Fantasma.
No. You said that wrong. They are affectionately known as MS Kushida.
Okay, hold up. Wait. Let's do this the right way. Let's do this the right way.
Kushida posted it. They are affectionately known as MS Kushida.
MS Kushida versus Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah.
All right.
That almost works just as well as Arcade Bro.
Arcade Bro.
Now, this match surprised me because of how well this shit was paced.
Yes.
Because it's almost like they didn't have any fucking downtime. They started and then they just went. And I'm gonna give straight kudos to Legado del Fantasma for showing, and I know this is different for a lot of people because I'm sitting there gushing up Legado del Fantasma.
Sounds like a compliment over here, man.
The way they worked as a unit, especially up to like the finish of this match, was amazing. Now, granted, Kushida kind of got hurt a bit in this match. He got powerbombed on the table. He got kicked in the face. He
kicked to the face.
Poor Kushida.
Why do they like abusing Kushida, man?
It's Kushida, man.
You see all these L's he took prior? Like, God.
And look, now it paid off. He hit the main event of
That's
NXT.
True.
And he's a champion. And he's
still taking them shots.
still taking them shots. But yeah, this is a situation where this whole match, I need more 6-man tags to be like this. Honestly, because not only did Legado del Fantasma look good as a unit, but it allowed Wild and Mendoza to look good as a formidable tag team even more so now. Just how fluid they were with everything going up against MSK and just delivering everything. And I love the their finisher that they have, where it's almost like a Russian leg sweep into a insecurity.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but it's only beautiful
so well.
With the just with the fluidity of it. That's why it looks so well to me, because anybody else, it would have probably looked clunky. But the way they do it, because it's so quick, and it's almost like they trust each other enough to be like, okay, your time is going to be perfect on it, right? All right, cool, we got it. And it looks effective.
It reminds me of the well, I shouldn't say reminds me of the move, but it what's that flip move that they do with the push?
That's just for MSK. I don't know what they call it, but yeah, the somersault.
Oh yeah, it just shows again how the timing is just in the trust between them. Yeah, so well done, or so well implemented. I don't know.
But that's a beautiful comparison with their with their feuding now. But of course at the end you had them do the cliche stand over the prone bodies of everybody with the titles over the head. Now, of course, in this situation, we already know anytime you do that, for the most part, you're not really going to win those titles. You
never do.
Yeah, at least from those opponents. You may win it down the line from somebody else, but
right.
I say this because I already feel like Escobar is not winning that cruiserweight title back, because I feel like he's going to step up and go further. Now, as far as Mendoza and Wild, I feel like they may eventually win those titles, but it won't be until later.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they'll even be a Legado del Fantasma at that time. I think they just may end up just be tagging. But I think they may benefit more from winning those titles while they're Legado del Fantasma. So I don't know what's going to transpire. That's where my question mark is at this point. Because I just don't know if they're going to book this where it's primarily between MSK and GYV, or they're going to just go ahead and just start throwing people in there and say, hey, you know what? Put the titles on you. Fuck it. We're going to put the titles on you. Oh, fuck it. Let's bring the titles back over here and just do this shit. But it's just because I literally don't know. Normally you can kind of tell. But with this shit, it's like, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So yeah, but that's how NXT went off the air. Pretty straightforward show. I enjoyed it. I could have done without, couple things. That being, two irrelevant bums that was on TV. Thanks to McKenzie for
you mean the guys that spawned the most amazing poster I've seen tonight?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
But what I do enjoy.
What would that be?
Is McKenzie dismissing those bums? That's what I enjoyed.
Oh, poor old McKenzie.
Great McKenzie.
That was great. The high fives with MSK. there it is. There it is. Yes.
Look.
We're gonna get the Patreon rolling. We're gonna get some donations. We're gonna get some shirts.
That's completely foreign. So so AEW happened. Dynamite. That's what happened on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah? What was the first match?
Oh, well, you know what? Before I even get to the match, hey Scoot, you got you got some AEW news.
We do need some news.
I don't think I saw any, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's you know what? No news is sometimes good news. So
yeah, that's true too. Now there is one thing it's worth bringing up, and that's the whole Dynamite moving nights. So now I think Tony Khan had already kind of deaded that situation by saying that they weren't moving, but I don't know if that's confirmed or not. But I know due to
they moved to the
that's the thing, because they're saying that the NHL is primarily on Wednesday.
Oh shit!
And since that's going to be a thing,
because that's why NXT moved.
Wait, NXT moved because of NHL?
Yeah, because the rumor was supposed to be,
man, hockey's coming back in a big bad way.
Yeah, the rumor was supposed to be that NBC Sports Network was supposed to shut down. And with NBC Sports Network shutting down, I think USA was going to pick up some of the NHL load.
Yeah,
and with that was the reason why NXT was moving, because NHL will be on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So
now I know with everything that was going on, when I heard them originally talking about AEW potentially moving nights, the question popped up as far as what night could they potentially move to that would be beneficial. And of course, they had already stated that, Tuesday was probably not going to be it, because NXT just moved to Tuesdays. And I think they said something about that's what it was. I think they said Tuesday and Thursdays were more so designated for the NBA. And so then you had the opening of Monday and Friday, and it's like, well, they're not really going to go on Friday because that would go against Fox, and TNT would want to go against Fox, so that kind of left Monday. And when I thought about that, I was like, it would be so nice for that to happen, just to show like the differences between finally good wrestling TV and then bad.
So, as much as I love you, Mr. Dizzle, let me tell you where you're wrong at.
Oh, I know I'm wrong.
This Wednesday's Dynamite brought in 800,000.
Oof.
I think it was like 889.
Okay.
If I remember the number I saw correctly, this week's Raw brought in 1.9 million.
Okay. Now,
so Raw is still
but you don't know what the real fight's going to be until you actually have something that goes up against Raw on a Monday night.
That is true.
Well, true. But
it's on USA, so whoever has USA also is going to have TNT. So they start seeing commercials that Dynamite's going to be on Monday nights. They may look other places besides Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because the potential and everything can be big, but one of the things is like we'll never know until we see it. But I don't think we're going to see it at all, because Tony Khan, this is one thing that was definitely for certain, is that he had already stated that he would never go on Mondays because he doesn't want to compete with NFL. And it makes sense because of the fact that fair. You got to think about the Jaguars in that sense. So
that's fair.
So I understand.
To the weekends it goes. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
No, I'm sorry. Raw drew in 1.7 million.
Oh.
I need Raw's ratings to go down, not just to go down like that.
Granted, they did say AEW's ratings could have been low because of the presidential address.
There was a presidential address,
so that could be a reason. But yeah,
I honestly was like, there's a presidential address going on. It's like, I was like, should I put it on the phone? Like, listen to it while I'm watching AEW?
I mean,
I'll catch the highlights later.
Oh, before we get into AEW,
yes,
let's discuss this Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann match that happened Sunday at Rebellion.
Okay.
And I'm gonna basically iterate what the internet has been saying, but I'm gonna probably put my own little seasonings on it. What the fuck was that match, and why the fuck did that match happen?
Here's the problem that I have with not only just with this match, with the idea of what they're doing now, because in my head, the way that I saw this whole thing going as far as the belt collector thing was to, bring up Kenny, obviously, whether it be by nefarious means or just have him being like the best bout machine. I thought the idea for all of this was to basically put another eye or more eyes on other companies and other promotions and elevate them. But during this whole process of him leading up to Rebellion, there we go. Leading up to Rebellion, it never seemed as though AEW's never seemed like their end game was to elevate Impact, because
it was a very one-sided partnership.
Thank you.
Now
this is hey, I give you exposure, and in return, Kenny takes your belt.
Yeah, basically.
This was the most one-sided partnership ever.
There was nothing plugged about Kenny's match against Rich Swann throughout the whole build-up.
Now, apparently, I didn't read the statement or try to go look for it, but apparently Tony Khan did explain why he never promoted Impact. But it was like, but how are you going to have a quote-unquote partnership if you're not going to explain said partnership?
Partners,
yeah, and I think I know what you're talking about, School, where they said that like the reason that they didn't promote anything is because like Tony Khan had to pay for promotional spots during Impact, and they just didn't do the same thing on for Dynamite. That's what you're referring to? Because I think that's what I had. I think I heard the same thing on that end.
I didn't know about that one.
I know it was something, but it was just weird at the fact that it was like, damn it. I think to me what made it weirder was the fact that it wasn't just anybody that was crossing over with Impact. It was Kenny Omega, and it was Kenny Omega, AEW World Champion.
Well, let's unpack it this way.
I thought that was the weirdest shit ever.
And this is why I'm going to say that AEW at this point is in the wrong on this end, mainly because if you think about it, you had Private Party compete for the Impact Tag Team titles.
Yes.
So you had them on there. You've had Kenny on Impact plenty of times. But the only people that you've had from Impact on to AEW have been the Good Brothers. And that's not that doesn't help Impact. That helps Kenny. And that helps Don Callis. That doesn't help Impact. That doesn't say, hey, we're putting other people from Impact on a bigger platform to show more exposure. You have Dark Elevation, Dynamite. You have 3 shows and plenty of spots that you can take somebody and put them on there. You could throw somebody from the women's division on AEW.
I mean, at the very least, Rich Swann should have showed up.
Absolutely.
Oh, guys, no. And
now the question I have is like, what happened to early Dynamite? You remember when Cody was TNT champion, and he was having these open challenges. You had NXT come into play. He wasn't signed to AEW. You had Ricky Starks come in. He wasn't signed to AEW. You had Warhorse. He's gone. But again, somebody who's not signed to AEW. What happened to all these other people that were coming in that weren't signed, that were just getting shots here and there? What happened? Like this is the perfect time to have that exposure. If you have a partnership with Impact, a lot of these guys could have easily come over and shown what they can do on a bigger platform.
Chris Bay or TJP or somebody could have wrestled Darby Allin for the TNT championship.
Thank you. You took it right out of my mouth right there. Like, oh man, you could have had women fighting Sheeta for the championship.
Yeah,
and this whole time that Sheeta has not been wrestling for the championship.
Sheeta could have had an open challenge, and then boom, here comes Rosemary.
Oh my god, and that would have made her look
Deonna Purrazzo or something.
That would have made her look so much better than how we see her right now.
Yeah, like that was the weirdest. Honestly, this was about as worse as when the whole invasion angle happened in WWE.
Oh my god!
When they finally bought WCW and ECW, this was just as bad.
Yeah,
like
now
this partnership only benefited Kenny and Don Callis.
Yeah. This is very true. And now, granted, they have a chance to fix this. They can still make this right.
They're treading dangerous waters, though. Like, like on the nepotism pit. Like,
yes.
Look at the only people that are benefiting here. Like, it's literally the elite.
It's literally the elite.
Well, I mean, like the only people that are benefiting from this Impact deal, like you just called out, Don Callis, Kenny, but also who else? The Good Brothers.
Yeah, but see, that's always been Cornette's beef with AEW. That's why he called it All Friends Wrestling. He was like, this is the only promotion I know where being a friend of the EVPs can get you a job.
Well, you see, that's where I disagreed with them because, like, I mean, yes, obviously, but right now to a degree, yes, like, but I don't think it's been all about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now they're getting into that.
Now they're getting into it. Yes.
Because when they started AEW, there was like shit. Cody banned himself from being the champion, like from being the AEW champion. The Young Bucks got eliminated from the opening tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got beat by Private Party.
Exactly. So, like, no, I loved that they started out that way. I love that. I thought they were going to stay that way, but I think this is like going to be. That's like, okay, we gave it the first year. Now we're going to start pulling our bullshit.
Yeah, now we're going to start pulling our bullshit.
To be honest, though, it's great character work, but we need it to be just character work. Don't make it like bleed into the business where you're screwing over your partners. And like they only once or no, now twice have promoted Moxley's U.S. title champion or his U.S. championship matches. Excuse me for the back, all that. But yeah, now they're like it'll be on Dynamite. So I think that's the only reason that they're even plugging it. But yeah, they got to get more exposure or give more exposure for these people. I don't know.
Because like what? See, this is where it's weird because Kenny eventually has to go back and lose that title to somebody at Impact.
Yeah.
So
who's going to be Moose?
You're going to have to.
That's what some people thinking.
That's going to be Moose. Yeah.
Yeah, that Moose.
That's cool.
They're definitely gonna have to start building up Impact some more. So maybe they're doing this for storyline purposes. I'm gonna say that maybe they're doing it to show like, hey, you know, Impact, you're less than. So then Impact says, you know what, we're gonna step our game up. We're gonna show that we're not how you view us.
Oh God, what if this leads to an Impact invasion?
I mean,
the problem is, so I feel it'll be a little too late. Because
you think they should have pulled the gun on that or pulled the trigger on that sooner?
Because you got to think, we had the surprise of the Good Brothers, and they were the only ones. And kind of like what Dizzle said earlier, we had the surprise of Matt Hardy and Private Party showing up in Impact. That only led to like 2 different matches, and boom, that was it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then we had the surprise of Kenta right after that.
And then I feel now a full Impact invasion will be a little just because this partnership has been going on since what? January?
Yeah,
something like that.
And then now you want to start integrating Impact's people with AEW? Like now? I mean, hell, the Good Brothers ain't even doing nothing anymore. They're just there.
They're just there.
They're not champions anymore, so.
Like the Good Brothers are just there,
Are they at least wrestling at Impact?
They wrestled Finjuice for the titles again, but Finjuice kept the belts. But yeah, I don't know what this. Hold on, I don't know what this partnership supposed to be, but it fell flat.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see if it. I mean, as long as Kenny holds the belt, then we know for sure that this partnership is still in effect. So,
true.
Hopefully, that it can be remedied.
I think it can, but it's honestly up to Well, I can't even say solely AEW because I mean I don't know what Don Callis is doing.
Hey.
So that's it's weird. It's a weird situation that they're in, and only thing I can do is just like hope that maybe, just maybe, they find a way out of this. Because just like you said, Scoot, during that time where Good Brothers invaded, I think that would have been, just like you said, the perfect time for them to kind of have this whole storyline to ramp up to show, hey, Impact's coming in. Y'all open the doors, we're here. But yeah, it would be something that would fall flat had they tried to do something like that now. So yeah, I don't know. I just and of course with the match between Swan and Omega, Swan looked like he didn't have a chance.
No, and that was the bad part. Not one time in that match did I think Swan was going to win.
Yeah,
not one time.
See, but is that their fault though? But like we knew this was gonna happen though. We knew that this match was gonna be a loss for Swan.
The problem with that is that it's one thing for us to go into something and be like, okay, you know what, Kenny's gonna win. He's gonna be the champion. Like that's by design. We're gonna think that automatically.
Mm-hmm.
But it's them to pull it off. I mean, okay, well, you know what, this could be a fuck finish. Nobody leaves with a championship, but when they put it title for title, that right there told me automatically Kenny's winning this, because there's no way out of all y'all done with Impact and not showing anybody on Dynamite from Impact that you're going to put your main title on something that's not even shown on TV.
Rich Swann should have been on Dynamite 3-4 times.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
So which is sad, because now it puts it in my mind. It's like, okay, one, how does AEW view Rich Swann? And two, how does Impact view Rich Swann as their champion?
Right.
Because it seems like they want Moose to be their champion or anybody else. It seems like Swann is the last person that they want to be champion. Which
I guess I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't for what they were planning. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted Moose to win that match versus him and Swann. But due to the fact that they was already saying that, Kenny, belt collector, it probably wouldn't have looked right, Kenny beating Moose. So Kenny beating Swann looks a little more reasonable. So that's why I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if Moose maybe beats Kenny. Or Kenny's just like, hey, I don't want the belt no more. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how this plays out.
You know what? Boy, that would be.
That makes a lot of sense.
That'd be a nice little caveat to his character, though, because just to say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to defend it anymore. Here, like, just give it to somebody.
Just give it to somebody. Like, I don't want this title.
That's the nail in the coffin for Impact, though. If you do that, like,
that's true.
Like at that point, it's like, do I really want to watch Impact though? It's like Kenny just kind of mopped the floor with that whole title and just like said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
But hey,
I mean that'll depend on Callis at that point.
Yeah. But Dynamite again. It's funny because after we talked about it like last week and the week before, how we talked about anybody from the Elite or the previous Elite keep starting off AEW. Hangman started off, and I think he's been consistently starting off Dynamite for the past 3 or 4 weeks now.
He has.
So this was another surprise.
This what I was saying was my big surprise of Wednesday.
I've been conflicted with this for the past day and a half. Okay. I've been very conflicted because my initial thought to this, like, what the fuck? Like, why? But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. But then I kept thinking, like, but why Brian Cage? But then I kept thinking, I was like, I kept going back and forth with this, and then I've rested on one thing. I'm okay with this because it allows Hangman to kind of, no pun intended, but hang back a little bit and maybe not go directly to Kenny. Maybe this gives him a chance to potentially win the TNT title. And I'm going to get into more of that later on when we get to the main event as to why I think that. But I think this is the best road for Hangman to win the TNT title. Now, and I say that because I'm thinking about longevity. Like if Hangman continues on this winning streak for 2021, it's gonna look weird that he goes all these months, even with storyline into play about like him
and
not
still doesn't. Yeah.
And still doesn't compete for it. It's going to just look weird. It's like, wait, everybody's had these has had these title shots or been in position to get title shots, and you've been the number one guy. You've been touted as the number one ranked guy, yet nobody has put you in a position to go for a title, and nobody has complained as to, hey, you're number one. Let me get my title shot. You can go sit. Like, if you don't want this, go sit at the back of the line. I'm here for a title. Nobody's brought it up outside of that. Now, with that aside, as far as this match goes, this is all bullshit. This is all bullshit. Now, granted, it was smart story-wise to jump Hangman from behind and have Team Taz keep in the middle of that. But I think I'm starting to get to the point where I'm over all this faction warfare and all these, brawls that happen here and there and all this other shit. It's starting to seem like at least every other match has this same type of scenario happen. And to me, like it just feels like it's getting old. Like it's not even special anymore. So
Well, to bring up kind of what you were saying with Hangman, I finally listened to Cornette, and they was talking about last week's when they were talking about last week's Dynamite, and he brought up an interesting point when it comes to Hangman. They were saying the way Hangman has been as of late, does he look like the guy that's going to dethrone Kenny Omega?
Not at all. I'm sorry, but no.
And that's what they were saying. They were saying, unless this is some weird long-term building where they about to start building him up, he would have the guy that's going to beat Kenny Omega.
Like, if he doesn't get a redemption arc at some, like, if that hill needs to start coming up, like, soon, though.
Real soon.
Because if you keep beating him up like this or keep him stagnant like this, we're gonna lose it. Like we're gonna be all right. Well, who the fuck else do we want?
Okay, exactly. So that goes to my point, but that I'm going to talk about later on. But yeah, we're pretty much on the same page with that.
Yeah. Let's hear what you got to say, or we'll get there.
Huh?
Let's hear what you got to say. Or
oh no, I mean, as far as like what's going to get him back up, even with storyline purpose, like that's what I'm going to talk about during the main event. But this match, it just seemed very just like nah when Cage won, because I mean, I was surprised, but I mean, it's like, is this really the person you want to put in that position to take away Hangman's like undefeated streak for 2021? Like it just seems like,
apparently they did it.
I mean, at least it was a believable win.
True, absolutely.
Like if this had been like a straight up match and he ended up like doing the same thing, trying to just scrub him like that, then I would have been utterly pissed. But the fact that he got jumped, the fact that we had a whole brawl, and then he just got the shit into the stick. Yeah. I don't know. I'd believe that loss more.
Yeah, y'all changed my mind on this one, because thinking about it, it makes sense. For Cage to be the believable person, and then for Hangman to get jumped in the beginning, it's not like you're going to beat Cage after getting demolished in the beginning. So yeah, fair enough.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine because I honestly can't think about anybody else outside of maybe like Hobbs, but Hobbs isn't in the position right now to be able to, and any other big guy.
I'm really ready to see Hobbs start like really messing people up.
Me too.
Well, it seemed like that's where it was going last week against Christian, but see how that shit went. But
that was the same thing Cornette had kind of said too. They was like, it's not the fact that I didn't like this match, it's the fact that it maybe should have been a different guy.
Christian in that match. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, I mean, nothing against Christian. It just seems like he's not the person that I would view. Now, I get it. I get for the storyline that they're trying to portray with this shit, but at the same time, it's like, let somebody else get that rub against Hobbs.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, after this match, they had another segment with the Elite, but this time in a limo.
Yes.
Again with the shenanigans with Young Bucks rocking. And now it seems to be a shtick now with everybody talking about their questionable gear. They basically ran down Kenny's win and then how he has so many belts that they had to get another limousine to carry the hardware. Yet it's weird how they keep bringing up the AAA title, but they never have shown it on TV outside of that time that he brought it against Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, I was gonna say he did defend it on AEW.
But other than that, it's like it's weird because they never start throwing it in the conversation until he won the Impact title or until around the time he was competing for the Impact title. Like,
you think that might be because like they don't want to just give like free publicity?
I don't know.
You think that they just want to like get some money from Impact, get some money from AAA? I'm sorry, not AAA. What is it?
Yeah, AAA.
Okay, yeah. So you think they actually like want AAA and Impact to like throw in a little bit to the cause?
Well, then do like WWE and only bound your wrestlers to Impact. I mean, not Impact. Sorry, Dynamite. I mean AEW. Then like what's the point of having Kenny AAA champion and Impact champion, and y'all don't even mention those promotions?
Yeah, no, I'm on the same page. I don't like the one-sided deals here.
Oh, and then you still got Moxley as United States champion.
They're at least plugging that.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, yes, but that's the other thing with New Japan though, is that they don't do like title defenses like in rapid succession. They like let story build. I'll admit I haven't been watching New Japan recently, but if I watched previous episodes or something, I would see something about Mox with his new contender that he has.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, I think they've done more surrounding around Mox and the United States Championship and with New Japan rather than anybody else, because anybody else would get like some type of like, think about it. Kenny defending the title against Ray Phoenix on Dynamite. I think you had the Bucks. I don't know if they defended the tag titles or they came out with tag titles from AAA or somewhere else. But I know they came out with them one time. And I think that was on Dynamite.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
But it's always like something here or there. And then matter of fact, speaking of which, now that we're talking about it, where the fuck is Serena Deeb and the NWA Women's Championship?
Yeah, she hadn't been on in a minute.
So I
think NWA might have been started running shows again, so she might just be back on NWA.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that could explain why Thunder Rosa's been gone since her match.
Well, that would yeah.
Well, no. That doesn't. No, that's. I mean, she's been gone off of like Dynamite time, but she has been doing like elevation stuff. Like she did that small feud with Diamante.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it does seem like Power's back on. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I guess they had a show on the 27th. Power.
Huh.
Yeah. So all right. So look, I guess NWO is back up. So that makes sense, and that answers that question. But yeah. So this whole segment was kind of the same thing. Everybody being kind of cheeking. So now I know now it's kind of set in what type of heels that they're being right at this point.
Right.
So it's just like it's basically the type of heels that Cornette hates. So
the egocentric ones.
Yeah, the ones that just out there. Nothing about being like extremely dominant, or they're being dominant, but it's more the character that they're playing being egotistical and obnoxious rather than the in-ring shit. Because I mean, you got to think about it. Ever since Kenny won this title, it seems like he's barely wrestled, as opposed to how he used to be on damn near almost every Dynamite he was in a match. Now he's just in segment after segment, just talking, and everybody else is doing the work, i.e. Nakazawa being placed in a match unknowingly against Eddie Kingston, or probably knowingly. So now they kind of set up the fact that Eddie Kingston, which is weird that Kenny would bring up Eddie Kingston and the Bucks would not, because it seems as though that seems to be where the feud is going. Yet it's now it's between Eddie Kingston, Moxley, and Kenny Omega, which we're going to get into that. Well, matter of fact, I'm going to skip that part to talk about that part now before we get into the Bucks match. But that set up a match between Eddie Kingston and Michael Nakazawa, which was weird, but it made sense just for storyline as far as Kenny being cheeky and throwing Nakazawa out there as a sacrificial lamb. So Kingston comes out and just says, no, this is not how it's going to go. Kenny, come out. I'm not doing this bullshit. Nakazawa, get out the ring. Kenny comes out, and Nakazawa attacks Kingston, and then Kingston proceeds to beat him down. And then from that, you get young boy Brandon Cutler.
Hold on. Can we just cover the disrespect that Kenny gave Nakazawa?
Oh,
Kingston put Nakazawa's leg in a chair, said, "Hey, Kenny, if you don't give me a match with you and if you don't give me a match with you against me and Mox, I'm gonna break his leg." And Kenny's like, "You're gonna break his leg." Yeah, he's like, you know what? Nak knows what he signed up for. Take it. Go ahead, break the leg.
Which is crazy. So it's like, so then you get Callis. Oh, and so Mox came out, he threw Kenny in the ring, and so now they put the table. I mean, they put the chair on Kenny's ankle, and then you get Callis on the mic. Says, "Hey, all right, we'll give you what you want. Give you what you want." The thing that got me, because I'm thinking like, okay, cool, they're about to ask for a tag title match against the Bucks.
Right,
makes sense. Nope. But you get asked whatever it is that you want, whatever type of match you want. You don't ask for a world title match. You don't ask for a tag title match. You just ask for a match with the world champ and Michael Nakazawa. Like, what does that do for anybody in all of this?
I think this is just a personal vendetta at this point for Mox. So he's just trying to get Kenny in a ring so he can go to town on him.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling none of this. I thought it was the worst thing of the night. Personally,
I
wasn't feeling none of this.
Yeah, for the potential that it could have had, especially with the way that Mox and Kingston have been doing their promos and vignettes and everything, this did fall flat because of what I expected from them in this. And it just, and even the payoff with them getting a match between Kenny and Nakazawa, it's still, I'm like, why? Like, why not ask for the Bucks? Because that's where I think that should go. Because we already know that the Bucks are going to be holding these titles until they go against a credible team as far as popularity goes. Because all the other teams, they have credible tag teams in AEW, but nobody realistically is going to take them off the Bucks until they're in a prominent position within the company or on TV. So with that segue, the Bucks defended their titles against the Saito brothers.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one of those tag matches that I look at and I'm like, I mean, yeah, for the showcase, cool, nice exhibition. But at the same time, I still don't see the reasoning behind it based on the fact of all the rankings that you have. Like regardless of, tag title eliminators and stuff like this, like you have a ranking system. And now, granted, I don't know where the Saito brothers fall in the rankings, which let me just see here, because last time I checked, I don't think they were even on the rankings for.
I think they squeezed into the top 5 spot.
Let me
Maybe
look at
they were higher.
Because I'm looking at this week's and I don't see them on there.
Oof.
Now the previous week, no, they're still not on there, which is crazy because it's just one of those things. Now which is why I'm like, okay, well, I get that you have these title eliminator matches to give somebody a shot, but if I'm looking at who's the last people you defended your tag titles like, because I'm not sure the last match they had when they did their last defense. Because so far,
Death Triangle.
Okay, yeah, Death Triangle, and that was because of the Battle Royale that they won. They weren't on the rankings. Right now, you have SCU, you have Jurassic Express, you have Varsity Blondes, you have Acclaim, you have FTR, and none of these teams right now are competing for those tag titles outside of SCU now, based on the promo after this match, which of course the Bucks won, and you had SCU come out. And here, matter of fact, no, they're not even competing for those tag titles yet, because they have to go into a 4-way to decide who's going to go. This is the problem that I have, because it makes no sense. Is that you have the number one team right now. You have your slot as number one contenders. They've come out and stated that they're number one contenders, yet they're being placed in a 4-way match with 3 other teams to decide who's going to compete. It's already self-explanatory who should compete.
It's already written who's going to win. Like, why make them go through a gauntlet?
And thank you. That's another thing. It's you're basically telling us who's going to, because right now they're not going to, because they said the next match they lose, they're going to separate. You're not going to have them separate in a match that doesn't vie for the titles.
Right.
So you like the logic in that is very weird. AEW has made some questionable decisions as of late. And I hate that it's that weird, because it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because like the caliber that they've shown in the very beginning and up to 2021, because I think 2021 is where things kind of just fell off. You got the shit with Sheeta not defending her title as much, or having everybody in the rankings in the women's division have almost twice, if not 3 times more matches than she has had in 2021. And she's the champ. You have the situation with Kenny worried about every other belt other than the AEW championship. You have Darby in the perfect position right now, defending every fucking week. I mean, it's like it's weird. It's very fucking weird.
What's the women's standings right now?
Right now it's Britt at 1, Thunder Rosa, Ty Conti down to 3, Nyla Rose at 4, and Red Velvet at 5.
Okay. Penelope Ford was up there at some point, but that was a while back.
She was, and that's another weird thing too. I guess she just got knocked off, because even during that time when we did see Penelope Ford on those rankings, it was still odd that she was on there.
Yeah, I'll give you that much. But again, that could have been like another easy match for Sheeta to keep relevance.
That's true. That's very true.
Like, you still could have made that like a good 10-15 minute match, and like still kept Sheeta looking good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is just one of those situations because it's especially with the promo that that SCU gave was still very inconsistent to what their plans were, because they came out definitively as if they were going to be the ones to challenge for those titles.
That's what I thought we were getting at. Blood and Guts was SCU versus Bucks.
Exactly, and it seemed like that was the case. But fuck us for listening to fucking Christopher Daniels.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's I guess it is what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back around the way it needs to. So I'm not too worried about it. It's still just very fucking weird. And of course, and at the end,
that's what they're doing.
What?
Because remember, their pay-per-view is not far. It's at the end of the month.
Okay.
So they're gonna have SCU versus Bucks at the pay-per-view.
Which I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But I think I would have foregone the promo after their match though, and just stated, okay, well, this is gonna be what's gonna have at Blood and Guts, and whoever wins this goes on to,
Yeah.
It was just a weird placement of the promo. I think that's the one thing that kind of set everything like off in a weird way, because this
will be a nice refresher on SCU though, because they've been mainly competing in Dark or Elevation. Yeah. So like next at Blood and Guts, them being in this and especially because it is a 4-way tag, this will be good exposure for them. This will remind the fans like, oh yeah, like SCU's like still the shit.
Truth. And I'm down for it. It's just weird. I just wish that this
No, I agree. The way they're doing it's very weird.
I just wish the match would have ended with Brandon Cutler coming out and spraying the I guess a cold spray on them.
Oh yeah.
And leaving it at that. But yeah, it's just it's a weird position to see Brandon Cutler. And it's all just him embracing the young boy shit that Kenny kept saying the longest. And him being okay with it.
Right.
At least seeming to be okay with it. Shit. But after
just tell Cutler you're gonna be our young boy now.
And then wear a jacket that says young boy. Now after that, we finally had Orange Cassidy and Pence. I don't want to say finally.
Wait. What? Wait, hold on. Before we continue, I got something to say about good old Matt Nick there.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
The Young Bucks, as they're so affectionately known as. So after watching their match and watching, I guess, their heel work, son of a bitch, they turned me into a fan again.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. I was sitting there watching the match and I was like seeing the way they came out and seeing the way Matt Nick was acting. I was like,
yes.
Since I consider myself a self-proclaimed heel, that would be the shit I would do, that little antagonizing shit. And can we appreciate the fact that Matt Jackson did a Johnny Cage split, punched him right in the dick, and was like, oh! I was like, son of a bitch, the Bucks did it. Like, damn it, the Bucks did it, guys. They converted me. Good job, Matt and Nick. I'm a fan again. The promos, but
that ring work though.
Them being heels, they got me. So I will admit,
it's funny because it's Jaeger.
I knew you
pretty much halfway called this last week.
He did. He did. But so now I'll be right back. So y'all can go ahead. I'll be right back. I just want to get that point out to give Matt and Nick their credit. Y'all got me.
They're gonna appreciate it.
They got me.
But now we get into Cassidy versus Penta.
Why?
I mean that's what I'm saying. I am saying why. I mean, I get why. I mean, as far as like the whole feud and shit, but to me, this would have benefited way more if they had just complete fans in attendance. just all the showy shit in the beginning and just them taunting like that. That's
I mean, they do have fans in attendance.
I know they do, but I mean, like just like to blow the roof off of just everything.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I mainly got from it. But I mean, at the same time, like I don't want, like, again, that's nothing against Cassidy or the best friends. It's just I need Penta and it's hard. This is why, like, we need that title scene in AEW, because this is where Penta needs to be. He needs to be having these marquee matches with other people to showcase just how good he is. We need to be establishing the world title picture and everybody competing for that, because it seemed like we were going that way. But once again, this whole belt collector thing starts to happen, that whole, like,
I would have absolutely loved to see a Sami Callihan Penta rematch.
Oh man. Oh, again.
Yep.
See, this, you know, I'm glad you said that, because this is one of the reasons why that whole, like, partnership would benefit, because while this whole title thing is going on, you can have these dream matches, these other matches, these crossover matches to kind of bide everybody's time and not have to worry about what's missing in AEW when they're so busy watching this extra shit that they're getting. That would have made more sense as far as a trade-off. But yeah, it's just it's weird, because now you're going to have all these matches that really don't mean too much of anything, and that lead to nothing. Because, I mean, honestly, this match here is really not leading to much, because you don't really have Death Triangle feuding with the best friends. You have Penta basically going down the line of who's in the best friends and going against whoever lines up. So
where the fuck is Chuck?
I don't know. That's a good question too.
Like, no, I mean, I was cool with Trent, with it being Trent, because we've
bars over there.
What now?
I said you over there spitting bars saying, where the fuck is Chuck? Spitting bars.
Cheers to that. But yeah, seriously.
So a little praise, a little bit on Cornette's end. He actually said he loved Alex A being with Penta up until what they did with him last week, where I guess he had to interfere in the match or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And he said he did that last week. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, he said last week when all that shenanigans was happening, but he said that he liked the partnership of Alex A being with Penta.
So he likes Penta needing an interpreter. Boom, gotcha, Cornette.
Well, I think he likes the heel work of the way Alex A says the things.
Yeah,
it sounds very just like, I want to punch this guy in the face, like, you know.
So more good heel work. Yeah.
Cornette is gonna like anybody that acts a little Cornette-ish, because Cornette was annoying back in the day.
He was
as a valet or a manager. So, and it's like it's like the same thing, and it's like I mean, and it's the same thing that I've said before. Like, I don't mind Alex A being there. He does, for me, he doesn't fit in the mold of Death Triangle. Like, it just doesn't, like, it doesn't make sense with him being there. Like, if that was the case, I would have rather you just had either the Lucha Brothers or have just a whole nother just like Lucha stable or something like that, and have him be there. Because it seemed like that's like when I saw that picture of Alex A, Ray Phoenix, Penta, and Laredo Kid, I was like, that looks like a stable right there with Alex.
Right.
But I'm like, but you know,
Death Triangle.
Yeah. So
yeah. So I'm wondering, like, is Alex A part of Death Triangle, or is he exclusively Penta's interpreter? Like,
that's the thing. I don't know.
Because yet again, I'm I haven't seen him in BTE recently, but he's still part of Dark Order, right? I don't know.
Who the fuck knows, man? But
I don't know. That's the only thing that the waters are muddied on. But was that?
Yeah. No, I said Penta got wrongfully pinned. I mean, granted, I gotta
say I agree.
I like Cassidy, but it's just. I mean,
you hear what they said. They said Cassidy's like getting up there for contendership again.
Okay. Which is fine. I don't mind seeing a match between him and Darby, but
right.
But still, man, I'd
rather see Penta take off right now.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, what I think that they're doing, at least what it seems like that they're allowing everybody that could potentially compete for the TNT title to get their dues in, and then anybody that's going to be in like the world title picture to kind of just fall back. Because I mean, you think about it, you look at Lance Archer, he's not doing anything right now. You look at shit.
Yeah, we really are just like pushing the TNT title.
Yeah.
Like, the only time you see the AEW title is when Kenny's holding it.
Yeah. And anybody that could be in that picture is anybody that's already had it, which is Mox. And Mox is really not competing for the title. He's just there. So nobody's lobbied for a fucking AEW championship title picture or championship opportunity.
You know, the funny thing is, though, is that I'm not mad with Mox doing what he's doing. Like,
no, neither am I. I'm glad that he's able to transition from being in the title picture to this with Kingston. I think this is like a blessing, and it's the best case scenario for him, because him and Kingston, like with the way that they interact with each other, it's really just good TV, and whatever they do, I'm just all for watching. Like they cannot wrestle for like 3 months and just be on TV doing random shit. I would still love it. So,
especially with that banter, yes,
exactly. But
yeah. I'm gonna admit, I understood what we talked about a few podcasts ago. I am back on the not feeling Orange Cassidy train again.
Oh,
yeah.
Why did he try to put his hands in his pockets too many times? Was that what it was?
So the thing is that the issue to me with the whole Orange Cassidy situation is that it's every match. It's every match he's this way, and it's every match he quote unquote becomes serious or
stays true to character.
Huh?
Stays true to character.
It does, but when you see it week in and week out, it's like, all right, I'm getting tired of it. Like I'm getting tired of I'm the lazy blase guy, but you hit me 3 too many times. Now I'm serious.
3 too many times.
That wears out to me. That doesn't have a long shelf life with me personally.
So now as far as like, I get what you're talking about, because it's the same problem that Cornette has, but Cornette has your problem with it makes more sense rather than Cornette's making sense, because the way that I viewed Cassidy a long time ago, especially like from the indies, is almost like that weird anime character who,
and I remember that's what helped me kind of turn the corner, but now I'm turning the corner again.
Yeah. Because it was more of, it wouldn't be like, okay, he takes a few shots here and he gets serious. It was, no, he was going to do the bare minimum in each match to win, and then once it mattered, kind of the same thing that happened with him and Pac, where he took it seriously, and then but those situations. So I just feel like it's just, I honestly want to chalk this up to it just being like the COVID shit, where you just don't have that many fans in attendance, and it feels like it would benefit him more to have more fans in attendance, because then you can have that spectacle where fans are just making it better, because fans make shows better, and when you have that ovation from the fans, it elevates everything that Cassidy does. And
to kind of just to me personally, Cassidy's character does better for me when he's not a wrestler. Like when he's just on the like, and I don't want to say that for him because I understand wrestling is his thing. Yeah. But if Cassidy was a complete manager and that's how he was as a manager, I would love it. But due to the fact that almost every match it turns into, oh, I gotta slap you around for a little bit before I get quote unquote serious. It's like, you know, that's starting to become my issue. But like,
yeah,
kind of like what y'all was saying earlier. I didn't see why this match was even happening.
Yeah,
like I don't even see what was the purpose of this match. So
I didn't want it.
Watching it, it was just kind of like, okay. And apparently,
I didn't want it yet, I guess.
And apparently, there is a new thing about Trent being referred to as Trent. Because once again, when I was listening to Cornette when they was talking about last week's Dynamite, they was like, "Did we miss something? Like, since when did they started referring to Trent as Trent? Like, so I don't get that of why he's just referred to as Trent ? When he wasn't referred to as that before, and even before, I don't even know if y'all realize, but Nakazawa, he was referred to as MT Nakazawa and not Michael Nakazawa.
Yeah, I was starting to notice that too. I didn't question it too much though. It just kind of threw me off for a second.
I mean,
but yeah, personally, Penta won the match, right? No, Cassidy won the match. No, this was the other part. This is the other part I wanted to bring up because I brought it up to Ashley. What the fuck does AEW have in their microphones? They have the strongest microphones ever.
Because you're talking about when Mox got taken out by the microphone.
Mox got taken out by a microphone. Penta got taken out by a microphone. What the fuck is? Somebody needs to investigate AEW's microphones at this point. Because geez, they're gonna seriously hurt somebody one day.
I mean, hey, I guess they're looking at it as it's something different. It's like we didn't need to share. But yeah, it's still a weird image of being like, oh shit, I've been taken out by a microphone. But I mean, hey, Cassidy goes over.
And at this point, that was the wrong call considering Penta has been so, I guess,
amazing.
I mean, he's still part of Death Triangle, but I guess he's the singles wrestler of Death Triangle. So
which is still weird too.
It is. I thought that they were trying to build Penta up, but nope, they gave it to Cassidy.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Yeah, because he beat Trent last week.
Yeah, which is that's the weird thing. It's like he beats Trent, but then loses to Cassidy.
Is that Cassidy getting revenge?
I don't know.
And then of course, where's Death Triangle? Where's the rest of Death Triangle?
Something must be happening with Pac. Like either Pac is injured or something. Something is happening with Pac because Pac is rarely showing up.
Yeah, it's very sporadic on his end.
Yeah,
but Ray Phoenix should have been somewhere too, but unless he's hurt.
So I don't know.
This is all very, very weird. But away from that to another weird promo by Jade Cargill, which I have an issue with her promos because she keeps saying how she's the boss, she's this and that, and she says she doesn't need a manager. Yet she keeps lobbying for a manager. If somebody's going to sign, they need to come with this and that. But I'm like, if you don't need a manager,
I don't. Yeah,
I like it's.
I'm on board there. That's
Jade's losing me a little bit. Like, just get in the ring and wrestle, Jade. We don't. I mean, your promos are better.
No. Like, oh my god! If she just would have like, you know what? Yeah, maybe she cut a shorter promo, but yeah, give her like a 2-minute match, or give her like a couple of squash matches. Yeah, maybe with some dark names that we're more familiar with or something. I don't know, but just keep her relevant in the ring as well. Like you've cut enough promos, and make sure she's in the ring next week.
Yeah, worry about getting in those rankings.
I can agree.
Yeah,
she has to worry about getting on the board as far as in the rankings because Red Velvet is at 5. So if that's the person that she's rivaling, she needs to go ahead and just say fuck it, get on that board. But from there, we finally get the blood and guts parlay between Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. I
fire.
All right.
It was
I
more.
loved it.
I definitely I did not expect this, but I'm glad I got it because it showcased. I'm glad it gave everybody time to actually speak,
Mm.
and it hyped me up for this match even more. And I'm glad that it did because before, when even last week, I'm thinking like the parlay, I was like, I mean, I don't know where we got it, but whatever. This made sense to me. This made a lot of sense going from everybody. And look, Sammy on point, FTR on point,
True,
MJF, Jericho always. But just the standouts between the face off between Sean Spears and Guevara, of course, Guevara getting the better of that, FTR and Proud and Powerful with FTR technically getting the better of that, and then you have Santana getting a little sweet punch.
Hey, they must have heard you last week, Lip, because you saw that Hager didn't speak.
Hey, I mean, I fucked with his camo attire though, so it's all good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was down with it. I don't know why they needed all this fucking security that was never near them when they were in the ring.
Yeah, what was up with the motorcycles? That was
that was supposed to be Inner Circle security.
And then there was a bat on one of them. I thought Jericho was going to come out and take it, but no, he just left it there.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, you got security. Why would you have security outside the ring when you're about to go face to face with these guys? If something popped off, you would still.
They should be in the ring, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
how y'all feel about Sammy letting the Pinnacle have the advantage?
I love that. I love that because it spoke to Sammy's strength, but it also spoke to the intelligence of the Pinnacle, almost as if they realized if they ruffled his feathers enough, he would be the one to be like, all right, cool. So it's one of those things where it's like they go after the weakest link, but without making him look like he's the weakest link. So right now, what they're doing is that it's almost like defining, okay, yeah, Pinnacle is the heels and Inner Circle is going to be the faces, obviously. But it's right at that point, in that beginning, you're going to get Sammy fighting for his life and getting that heel, that face ovation for being a baby face, and then being that sympathetic face as well. Like they are going to milk the fuck out of that. I can almost guarantee that. And then you're going to have everybody else come in. But this is going to be the reason why the Inner Circle loses this match. But it's not going to be in a bad way, as far as my opinion. That's the way that I see it. But I love it. I love every bit of it. What about you, Jaeger?
I'm pretty ready for it. I figured that they were going to be like, I figured this was going to, I really kind of wanted them to get more physical. I just kind of did want a bit of a brawl. Just like a little bit like, hey, at least make the security that you got do something.
All right.
Like I thought exactly because of security. I'm like, okay, so they might actually have something pop off. Okay. But I did anticipate some great promo works. I mean, look at everybody that's in the ring right there.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this match. I must have completely missed the part about what the advantage is again, though. Run that back.
Basically, I mean, this whole parlay was to figure out, like, I guess to decide like who's gonna have, like, it wasn't because normally if you get like a WWE thing where they'll end up having like matches that'll say, okay, this has the advantage here, this person goes in first, or whatever. But with this one, it literally, I guess they were just going. It seemed like they were more so like lobbying for who was going to have the advantage.
I don't remember. Schiavone was going to do the coin flip.
Oh, that's right.
That's why. And then they interrupted it and turned it into a whole. Okay.
Yeah, the coin flip was going to determine who was going to get the advantage, but that's when Spears had snatched it from Schiavone, and that's when they goaded Sammy into the advantage.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, all them damn promos, I completely forgot that was even part of it.
Yeah.
Damn shame.
Okay. So wait, he's just gonna have to go up against 2 people at that time.
So basically, it's kind of like war
It's
games.
just like a war games match, yeah.
Start, and they're gonna just swap off.
And then they keep coming in, and then the match officially starts. Yeah.
And they're actually using the old school war games rules with surrender or submission.
Oh, nice.
Now it seems the interesting about this, because the graphic that I seen of, like, I guess the structure that they kept showing, if that is to be what it is, as far as, let me see if I can bring it up.
Surrender or submission.
Because it seems like
nobody's gonna surrender. So
no, not at all. I doubt anybody taps in this fucking match. It seems in this match, as far as like the rings, like this is it almost seems like a Hell in a Cell, just with 2 rings. That's because, like, as far as war games, it looks like
it did
a cage
look
match
like that
together. But with this one, it literally looks like it's 2 rings, and they got ample areas to move around in, because that's. And I'm intrigued by that, because that has a lot of possibility of being able to be a lot more brutal and having a lot more wiggle room to do extra shit, like being able to pull shit from under the ring. Question is, where the fuck they gonna put this?
Probably Jaguars, like, practice field or whatever like that. Or the stadium. Didn't they do something? Yeah, they did the stadium brawl. They could put it in the stadium.
I'm down for it. I hate that there's not gonna. Well, damn. I want there to be like fans around it, but at the same time, the imagery of having it just be out in the open somewhere is still cool too. But I just want this match. I just want to see what the fuck's gonna happen, because this, to me, this would be better than what they were going to do for the Elite. I feel like this is better as far as Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, mainly because of the fact that with the Elite, you had so much going on with that as it is. It would have been good as fuck. No, you know what? I take it back. I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, never mind. I can't choose. I can't choose. It's only because it's like both, like every faction would benefit in this match and it would look good. So
yeah,
I'm all for it.
I'm not sure. What would you have rather seen, though? This match or the one with the Bucks with the Elite?
At that time,
me personally, this one.
No, I take it back. It had to be this one, mainly because the other one was going to have
Matt
Hardy, and it just didn't, like. I mean, granted, he was kind of, it was more of a shoe-in to be in there, but at the same time, I still would have rather it be more of a cohesive unit on both sides, rather than it be, Inner Circle versus.
Who was it going to be? It was going to be Kenny, the Bucks, Cody, Hangman, right? Or was Kenny not part of it at that time?
No, that was the lineup. But then, who got hurt?
Oh, I think that was around the time where wait, was that the time where Cody broke his foot?
It had to have been for Matt Hardy to step in.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that was during that time. Yeah, because I think Cody was feuding with MJF at that time. So I think because he had already competed for the AEW Championship, because that's when he had the stipulation where he wouldn't challenge for it anymore. So after that, then that was around the time. But so I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement that Pinnacle takes this, or y'all think something else?
I still think the Pinnacle take it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if Inner Circle took it.
This is my little weird speculation. These past few weeks, Ortiz has been giving me interesting vibes.
Really? In what regard?
Ortiz?
Ortiz, like if you go back and kind of look at the promos, Ortiz has been not so much vocal. Like he was vocal.
He hasn't been saying much.
He's been vocal this past week by telling Santana, chill out, man. You know what they're trying to do, but he's been giving me interesting vibes that I'm not saying he's going to betray the inner circle, but I don't know. Ortiz has been kind of worrying me.
Huh. That is interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. Because I just haven't been paying attention, but I do know that he has been fairly quiet, especially compared to how vocal he was during the time where MJF was stirring up shit with the inner circle. He was way more vocal then.
Damn, don't tell me we get a betrayal. No, why would we break up? No, you can't break up Proud and Powerful like that.
No, I don't think but I do see where Scoot's coming from, but I can't put my finger on what would happen though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. That's interesting.
It really is.
But from there we get Chris Statlander versus Penelope Ford, which I watched this match not expecting anything from the match because the only thing I was waiting for within this match is for Miro to come out and demolish Kip because Kip ain't been around. So when I watched this match patiently, which this match in itself went way longer than expected because I don't think Chris Statlander should have been this match should have been this competitive.
I think they want to keep Penelope Ford looking like competitive.
Yeah, which is fine. Statlander she's so dominant.
Dude, Statlander's like she was. I'm gonna say it again. She was amazing before, but this whole new angle, this whole new vibe, all of it is just it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I feel like granted, I know I understand the stuff with Ford, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? No, I can't even say that because I'm glad they basically got it out the way. So that way she can focus on everything else. So cool. Good on them for that shit. Makes sense.
Right.
Now, of course, we all know Statlander won. That goes without saying. I kept hoping that Miro was going to come out even after this match. First during the match and then after this match. There was a point before this match happened that I was like, well, this match isn't going to start because what's going to happen is Miro's going to come out, demolish Kip, and they won't even have a match. It's going to be Kip being demolished by Miro, period. Didn't happen. Didn't happen during the match. Didn't happen after the match. But what did happen was that they came back from commercial break and they showed Kip coming down the hallway. And he goes into Miro's locker room. And I was like, yes. And then Miro didn't say anything. He threw the apple at Kip and demolished Kip. Basically stating, where were you? Where were you? You weren't here. And I was like, hell yeah.
Mans was on his honeymoon, bro.
No, but he said he never would answer the phone, nothing like that. He hadn't heard from him, nothing. And then
Mans is on his honeymoon, bro.
Now the interesting behind that, because I assumed that this was going to lead to Miro just being on his own, period. But it seems as though, based on how this ended, of course, with him taking Kip's arm and saying, hey, you have to pay your dues, and basically slammed the door on his arm and then gave him a hug and said, hey, I forgive you. Basically stating like, hey, you were in the wrong. You weren't here when I was asking where you were. This is your due right now. Now I forgive you. Which I like that imagery of him being like, yeah, I forgive you and doing that. But at the same time, this still ties him to Kip. So I'm worried.
He's gonna keep that young boy mentality.
I mean, that's fine. If they do it the right way, I'm cool with that. I just don't want them to continuously keep them attached to each other and have them try to compete, together rather than have just Miro be dominant and just have Kip there. I'm fine with that. I just, it's just we've already been down the road where they've been attached as a tag team and all this and that. Yeah. But unless it's one of those things where they're switching the dynamic, because it seemed like at first Kip brought him in and Miro was technically the muscle for like a split second. And now it's kind of just flipped to where you got Miro at the forefront, and then now you have Kip and Penelope just like backing him. Which, of course, I'd still be fine with, as long as Miro keeps this intensity, keeps cutting these fucking promos, and keeps the same idea to go after these fucking titles. So,
damn it! If he doesn't get Darby soon, he's gonna fizzle out.
And okay, and I'm glad you said to keep that thought, because we're gonna get into this whole bullshit, Nightmare Family versus the Factory. I'm not talking about this match because I skipped this match and I didn't care for it. The only thing I saw, because I had to bring it back, was the fact that Cody returned.
I don't know why.
Wait. You wanted to skip match of the night?
Oh God.
This was not match of the night.
I can't get behind that one. Scoot,
this was,
I'm sorry.
This was like, what? Are y'all serious right now?
I can't do this, man. I can't do
Scoot,
this.
I can't believe. Scoot, I can't differentiate if you're serious or not.
I mean, yo, QT, Camarado.
You are not serious.
And Solo versus Billy, Big Shotty, and I'm about to say Goldust and Dustin. Like, yo, like, are y'all for real?
This man is not serious.
I mean, no, I was thoroughly watching this match.
I'm glad somebody enjoyed it.
This match is not serious.
The reason I can't get behind it is because I just can't get behind this idea of this situation with the Nightmare Family, Factory,
collective,
all that
failed
shit.
Collective.
The whole thing is just. And here's the thing. The fact that when Cody came back, I don't know, but I'm not surprised. If all the people outside that fucking bus on the side of it, when he was posing, was part of the Nightmare Family.
God damn it.
I don't know. I don't know if they were. That's the thing that...
I don't know why that happened, though. Like, why was there a sudden rush of people? That was random to me. Like, did people just hop out from their seats and like run over to the bus?
Y'all not understanding the psychology.
Okay, now I know it. Okay, now I'm 100% certain you're fucking with me.
When QT and Cody got on that bus and all those people surrounded, that was reminiscent of an old schoolyard fight. What are y'all talking about? That's what it was. It was reminiscence of an old schoolyard fight. And everybody was like, "Oh no, fight!"
Oh yeah, I remember schoolyard fights. Like at my high school when two guys would start fighting on top of buses. Yes, this was a common.
I mean, yeah. I don't understand why they got on top of the bus. That was a little weird, but I fucking hated this whole segment.
Yeah, damn right you did.
Even Cody's return was flat as fuck to me,
and it was.
Why? No, doesn't he have to get surgery? I know that you can't be gone for only this amount of time. He has not been gone long.
I don't understand why they keep making Cody do these little grand returns. Like they have to stop doing that with Cody.
They really do.
Getting beat up 1 week, disappear for 2 weeks, and come back like, oh my God, Cody's back. He was only gone for 2 weeks. Calm down.
Yeah,
And
then
the thing is too, this is a waste of Cody's time to be feuding with QT.
Thank you. You.
Leave that to Dustin.
Seriously.
Yeah, he was the one that was closest to him at that point. Yeah, I get that, QT and Cody are, good friends and all this other shit. But at the same time,
let Dustin, the Gun Club, and Lee Johnson feud with the Factory. Cody, you better than this.
Yeah, Cody needs to be doing other shit. Like if that was the case, Cody should just stayed off TV for a little bit.
Yeah,
because I'm nothing against Cody. He's just not necessary at this point. Like he's done the reason that the TNT title picture is where it is right now is because of him. He needs to leave that as it is and just kind of parlay for a little bit and then come back later once the world title picture is back in order. You know, like he's good off TV for right now. Like granted, yeah, I do like Cody, want Cody on TV, but it's one of the situations where it's not necessary.
No.
Yeah.
But for all the people that I gave false hopes to, sorry, y'all know in y'all's head and mind that this match was big trash.
Yeah, it's because
it was just a no.
Not only was it, I'm trying to understand because the problem is that the factory doesn't look right as a faction.
Thank you.
And even Cornette had made a joke about it. You got Agogo, Camarado, and Solo. Like, why do their names have to rhyme like that? One. And two, like, I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying QT could have chose better people or anything like that. It's just one of those that,
bro, they look like the Suicide Squad and he's Amanda Waller.
Right? Like, this faction, I can't take 100% serious.
They are wrestling Suicide Squad. That's what it feels like, especially with freaking Camarado. The dude looks like a Neanderthal.
He does. Like this is a faction that I can't get behind right now. Like maybe things could change. Don't get me wrong. It has happened before. But as of right now, there's nothing about this faction that's just like, yeah, I support them. Nah, this is just kind of one of those like, I guess. I guess.
I fast forwarded through this as well. I actually didn't catch AEW live.
Well, unfortunately for me, I watched AEW live, so I had to sit through it.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I just
it wasn't no fast forwarding for me. It was live.
Yeah, anything regarding like the Nightmare Family in the Factory, all that shit there is like the embodiment of what I was talking about earlier with this whole faction warfare shit, because anything that involves these two always results in the same thing: a big brawl of bullshit and then something else happening. But that's literally all that happens anytime they are on screen. Like I don't think there's been one match that hasn't led or started with a brawl. It like I don't know, man. I just can't take any of this seriously because I just don't like it. As far as even with the Nightmare Family, look, Cody, Dustin, all day. I have no problems with the Gun Club, but let's take Billy to the side.
I know you said you didn't want to talk about it, but let's discuss the ending of this match. QT Man won, stole the victory, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody leave. Then the Gun Club shows up and starts beating up QT.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking to myself, where the fuck is the factory at now all of a sudden? It took them forever for them to show back up. And then
they didn't get a cue.
You think they maybe forgot about it backstage? They're like, oh shit.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like they was like, wait, we forgot something. Oh shit, we gotta go help QT, y'all. Like I thought that was just weird to me.
Like, but, if they wanted to do that, if they wanted to have this whole factory thing, at least let them be a stable on like Elevation or Dark or just run through that area and just be there primarily. There's
have them be like some gatekeepers.
Yeah,
for Dark or Elevation.
Even better. Better.
I can agree with that.
Like, because Dynamite is too crowded with one, factions, and two, talent that need to be on TV. And this is just taking up time. Like what? Like you could have taken all this off and put the Acclaim in a match, in a tag match. Period. Especially since they're going to be in that 4-man. And I'm sorry.
I just realized the tactic.
Huh?
I just realized the tactic. I feel like.
What's that?
The tactic is promote all this stuff on Dark and Elevation, and then have the climax of it all show up on Dynamite to get more viewings on Dynamite.
Oh, I would hate that.
I mean, that's what the tactic feels like, because they keep doing this with Dark stuff and Elevation stuff. Like they'll push the feuding, like Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, didn't they start off feuding on Dark? They may not have. They may not have. But there have been Dark feuds, like this one in particular, with the factory going to shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you never saw QT and Dustin wrestle together on regular Dynamite,
except for once.
Exactly.
The bunkhouse match.
All their drama, all their stuff was a Dark product.
You're right.
And look at it now. They're at the climax of it all, and they brought it all to Dynamite.
I think the big issue is that, honestly, they need to find a way to get people to watch Dark and Dark Elevation. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to... so at the end of the day, you have to look at AEW almost how we look at WWE and NXT. Like like for instance, if you live in that vacuum where you just solely watch WWE, then next thing you know, it's like, oh wait, who's this Damian Priest guy? Like who's this Rhea? Well, no, I'm gonna say who's Rhea Ripley because of the whole last year. But then you're like, who's this Damian Priest guy? And why should I?
I gotta admit that when I finally started getting back into wrestling with WWE, I gotta admit, when I first started watching NXT on a regular basis, I was like, who the fuck is Johnny Gargano? But like when my friends got excited that Finn Balor was coming to the main roster, I was like, the fuck are y'all talking about? And then they're like, oh, he's been on NXT forever. Like, what the fuck why aren't you watching? I was like, and that's
kind of like
where we go back to how WWE doesn't promote NXT.
And see, that's kind of how Dark and Elevation goes. Yes, they put on the bottom with the crawl showing you who won matches. But the problem is, like you said, if you're not really in the know with Dark, you're like, who the fuck are these guys that QT is showing up with? Like, who the fuck is he? Like, wait, Billy Gunn got sons? Like, wait, what the fuck is happening right now? Like,
Austin.
So it's a weird thing how they do it, because don't make Dynamite where they blow off the feuds, because then that's stupid. Because it's like, wait, I don't care.
I don't know what the fuck these guys are.
Exactly, I don't give a shit. Like for instance, kind of like when they were talking about how when Scorpio Sky and Sean Spears were like the kings of Dark, and it was like, where the fuck Scorpio Sky has been? It's like,
or like later in a later match, but we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing. Like, so I will say this: one thing that they are doing right with Dark and Elevation is they do right by the women. Because I mean, of course, that's how we got Red Velvet. That's how we got Ty Conti in prominent positions, because they were doing their thing on those shows and then came up. So I don't know the discrepancy between that and then versus the men and then the factions, because it just seems as though like they as far as the women, they got it down as far as how they push them on the lower shows and then bring them to Dynamite.
Yeah,
but it's just weird. It's just it's a very weird thing.
It's very weird. It's very weird because, like you said, the only attention we're gonna get from this feud is the fact that Cody's involved.
Yeah,
Cody's going to be the reason why people are going to want to care about this feud. And so, since people love Cody so much, that's what's going to happen. That people are going to care because, oh shit, if Cody is caring about QT Marshall and all these other folks, then we definitely got to care.
No.
So yeah, it's like I'm not on board with this feud at all.
No, not in the slightest. I mean, there was a small bit of intrigue when, this first started, where Cody was like, "We'll have an exhibition." Then, like, the idea of that was like cool, but after that, it was like, all right, done.
Yeah,
but
it's like, yeah.
But from this bullshit going into what seems to be the continuous main event of all Dynamites as of late, Darby Allin defending his TNT title against another competitor. This week's competitor, Preston Vance, 10 of the Dark Order.
I'm gonna just wait before you say it. I'm gonna just jump out and say it. I didn't care for this match either.
And that's the problem right there.
I'm a fan of 10. Like when I was actually watching Dark regularly, 10 was he was like the powerhouse of Dark for a little bit. And so I was actually excited to see 10 and Darby go at it.
Yeah, I like now, of course, I like this match for the competitors in it, but at the same time, that's the same thing that works against it, is because 10 is not the 10 that we saw like a month and a half ago, where they were pushing him slowly but surely on Dynamite.
Fair.
And that's why it kind of sucks, because especially if you're gonna have Darby go against Silver and Silver not beat Darby, I doubt that 10 is gonna beat Darby at this point too.
Yes.
Now,
I get that.
From that, and this is I'm because it's going to be somewhat controversial at the end, but the reason why I didn't like it like this is because it seems like now Darby's somewhat going down the gauntlet, and it seems like he's going down like a Dark Order gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And here's part of that problem, and this is where I think Hangman comes into play.
Ooh, I knew you were gonna. Okay.
Mainly because of the fact that now, and I seen this right after that pin that 10 got on, the pin that Darby got on 10, the one that won him the match, because it seemed like Darby was completely out of it, like he was on the verge of losing this match. Now, the one thing that stood out in this is that this whole thing seems to be surrounded by the ideology of Brody being champ or being the best TNT champ.
Yeah.
Now, two things. One, a bad thing.
I thought that was a little. Sorry, before you get into I was just saying I felt that was a little out of left field. Like, why? Like they just dropped that in. I was just like, really? Huh? Okay.
Well, the reason they said that is because they have kind of alluded to it every now and then. Yeah. So after when they had the special for Brody, when Darby was did his time to talk about Brody, he actually called Brody the greatest TNT champion.
Okay.
And then from that, when he proclaimed that he wanted to defend his title like Cody did, he wanted to do it as the greatest champion like Brody Lee. So he alluded to him then too. So now with 10 doing that promo about wanting to win that title because it symbolizes Brody Lee. Yeah. Here's the problem in all this, not from that perspective, but from Dark Order's perspective, because now it seems like instead of them trying, because it seemed like before, like the goal of Dark Order, when you're Dark Order, your goal was to get your mask taken off so that way you can have like that identity.
Yeah.
And now it seems that because Brody's passed, that now they're going to be stuck on that logic of just, you know what, I put this mask on for him rather than find their own identity. And I feel like that's going to put them or handcuff the Dark Order, especially if it's going to be cemented by just the idea of what Brody wanted rather than evolving from that and becoming something greater.
They got to go back as heels.
So that could be the case.
Ooh, for the unmasking.
They're gonna have to. Like I get it, but at some point they're gonna have to become the Dark Order again. Like even hearing the name, you can't have that type of name and be good guys.
True.
Like that's like the Legion of Doom. And they're like, no, man, we the ones who saving the kid.
This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They're trying to develop -1's mic skills so they can finally go back to being heels and have -1 just be a heel cutting promos.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to turn them back to heels in order for this to work, because otherwise Dark Order because
yeah.
I mean, what's truly the last match Dark Order won?
I mean, they've been on Dark, and
I saw that Colt Cabana won a match on Dark or Elevation, whatever which one it was, but it's like they're gonna have to go back as heels and find their identity again as the group, and they're gonna have to just. I mean, it can still be done for Brody. Like, don't get me wrong. But they're gonna have to be heels.
Well, what I think because Brody's passing has been so fresh that they're gonna ride this face run for a bit, and I think that's where Hangman comes into play, because I think Hangman is going to be the one that takes that title off of Darby, mainly just because of the fact that they even stated I think Darby's defenses. I think he's had 9 defenses already. Yeah, and he's just running through the gauntlet week after week after week, and the best person right now still connected to Dark Order, maybe not officially part of Dark Order, but connected enough, is Hangman. Hangman has the opportunity to take that title off of Darby in a way where he looks dominant on a pretty much battle-worn Darby at this point, and almost in a way win it for the Dark Order, and to basically bring the TNT title back to the Dark Order.
Yeah, I want this match at the pay-per-view.
At wait, which Double or Nothing?
Yeah, I wanted a Double or Nothing.
I don't know. I don't know if I even want this match.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna be Hangman to take it, I would like it like sooner rather than later. So I would rather have it at Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Because I think with Hangman having it, I think this opens the door. Because I mean, look, Darby's going to lose it to one of two people. It's either going to be in a match with Hangman, or in a mauling done by Miro. So
I would prefer that.
I honestly prefer the mauling by Miro. I think Hangman can chill right now. I don't think he even right now he's doing fine without a belt.
True, absolutely.
Right. Like, he's got his own little drama. Like, he's got his own story going on. And we're all paying attention to it. And it's pretty good story work, especially with BTE. Like, they brought up Hangman taking off, going to get those Southwest egg rolls or whatever from Chili's.
Yeah.
And Hangman came back to the Dark Order without anything. He's like, and they're all mad at him. He's like, what? What's up? It's like, hello. I thought you were getting the freaking egg rolls from Chili's. John ran off somewhere. We can't even find him. Because Silver wasn't on the show. But they actually do some pretty good continuity as far as shows related. It's little flavor text on a card if you want to even.
So let me pose this question for both of y'all, because you're saying Hangman is going to be the one. So where does that put
Miro has my
Scorpion Sky, Ethan Page, and Lance Archer?
Very good question, considering events that just happened here.
So where does that put those three gentlemen?
Scorpion Sky, Ethan Page, and I'm sorry, who else?
And Lance Archer.
Okay. Well, I'm slightly mad at this situation too.
That means that Darby would have to go through them.
Now, what I think is going to happen, I think we get two things. Well, we get a for sure thing. We definitely get Darby and Sting against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. That's almost a given.
I can see that.
I also,
that has to happen.
I wanted. Not that I want it, but I can see it.
And then I also see a handicap match between Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky against Lance Archer. I don't care to see that, but it seems like that's what's happening because of the fact that Lance Archer keeps coming out and helping Sting and Darby. And then now, unless they do it to where Sting is taken out of the equation, and then you have Darby and Lance Archer against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. And then that leads to a match, a friendly match between Lance Archer and Darby Allin, where Darby narrowly makes it out of that match. And then he gets mauled by Miro.
I think the funny part to me personally is Ethan Page just got there. Why are you upset?
Why? Oh,
yeah.
Why does Ethan Page have a gripe? You just got there.
He was the freshest out of all of them. Yeah.
Like, you have no reason to be upset.
Now, unless it's I still don't think this is leading to any type of like multi-man like championship match at all.
Is it sad or bad that we don't see it going that way?
Yes and no, because technically it should be something like that, but I think it's mainly because
all the players on the board, yeah.
Because of the fact that you have Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky acting as a tandem at this point, I felt like because granted, we've seen it before. We've seen it a long time ago with Carlito and Chris Masters in WWE when they went to Elimination Chamber. They would tag every now and then. They were heels. They worked together, but ultimately when it came down to trying to get the title, whatever. But it's the same thing as this, and it could happen. But I just feel like from Scorpio Sky's perspective, if he was going to be like after this heel turn and he really wanted that title, he would not really have aligned himself with anybody. He would have just tried to go after that title again. Because him aligning himself with Ethan Page, it just seems like, oh, we're going to go after the tag titles. It doesn't say, hey, I'm Ethan Page. I'm going to help Scorpio Sky get this TNT title. It's just weird. But I don't know.
Why did we pair them up?
I have no idea. I thought I knew. And at first, it looked like it was going to be those two paired with Lance Archer. But clearly, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So I just it's a weird situation, and this is what pisses me off. We were so close to having a situation where Sting wasn't involved in any kind of brawl, any kind of outside whatever. This whole match went perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then right after it, like you just couldn't go off the air with Darby standing tall. You had to have him on the ground after being, beat down by Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and then have Lance Archer run out, who hasn't had a match or been on TV outside of this whole situation. It's like, it's not necessary. It's like, just like Darby's doing his thing. Let him do his thing being the TNT champion, period.
Yeah.
Like,
Sting constantly interfering because even that Sting making sure nobody. I'm like, man, it's like 7 of y'all out there in this Sting.
Seriously, there were 6 of them out there. You're worried about Sting when he doesn't even have a bat. Sorry. That just that was. I was so mad. And I was like, damn it! Scoop got to me because there was the same thing with Team Taz. It was
same thing with Team Taz.
It's like there is 700 pounds between 3 or 4 people on Team Taz, and then you're worried about Sting.
You worried about Sting?
700 pounds between 3 people for sure. Maybe 800 with Hook. I don't know.
Honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, this whole pairing is souring my look on Darby because now all of a sudden Darby can't do it on his own.
This guy, Daddy Sting.
Yeah, evil face paint daddy. What Miro had called him. Evil face paint daddy.
Yeah, you're right.
Evil face paint daddy, and now Darby can't handle his own battles now.
Yeah.
I like the pairing of Darby and Mox rather than Darby and Sting because at least with Mox and Darby, they had like this big brother, little brother mentality where you know Mox, even Mox wouldn't come out every time that Darby was in trouble, like almost saying like, "Hey, you know how to get out of it, you got it," you know. He would really come out only like when it was like extremely necessary, and that's why I love like their dynamic, because even when like when Mox was feuding with Team Taz, and they had that shit where Mox brought in Hobbs, from Dark and all this other shit, and then he just pulled to the camera, and Darby was off TV for like 2 weeks, and he was like, "Darby, you're the third man. Just make sure you get your ass here next week." It was like, like that. That's the perfect dynamic. Like, where has that shit been?
Hell, it even would have been cool now, because it would be like, Darby, the Elite, we need you.
Yes.
Right.
Because
like, I don't know. I'm not enjoying Sting and Darby's partnership, because now it's looking like Darby can't do nothing for himself. Like, this was the man who took Cody to the limits. This was the man who would take a beating that you had to damn near kill, and now I need 61-year-old Sting to watch my back, and not only watch my back.
Maybe it's implied. Go ahead.
It was like, not only I need Sting to watch my back, but I also need Sting to make sure I win. Like, no.
Maybe they're trying to imply it without saying it, that Sting is just there to be that equalizer for outside interferences.
But since when did Darby need that, though?
I mean, who has he wrestled that has that, though? I mean, prior to Sting showing up.
When didn't he feud with Team Taz? Well, no, it was really Cage.
Yeah.
Then.
No, like prior to Sting showing up, Darby had only really feuded with people that like were respectable. Like they were like faces in the sense that they didn't bring out a crowd.
Yeah.
And nobody else really brought it out back up.
Yeah, outside of Team Taz.
I think maybe Cody brought out Brandy, but I don't think he did anything.
Yeah, that wasn't much of anything.
Yeah,
I think I would have preferred Sting to be more in a manipulative position, where it's like he was getting in Darby's head and like making him think a certain way. Because like you could, and just like you said, Scoot, where it was like you would have like that could have been a thing where they were still having that going on, the dynamic between him and Mox. And now you have Mox trying to get Darby to help him out with the Elite, but then Sting's like in the back, like, hey, you got to focus on you, and kind of orchestrating shit in the back. That would have been better. I would have preferred that rather than Sting trying to be at the forefront. Again, Sting, love you, man, but it's you got certain roles that you have to play. I mean, you look at Tully, you look at Arn. I've seen Arn maybe do 2 spine busters, and I love Arn spine busters.
Yeah,
but he's not in there every fucking week giving spine busters to people, and you don't have
taking chop blocks.
Yeah, like, and
even to go back to what Jim Cornette was saying, he was like, when he was talking about last week's episode, he was like, Luchasaurus gave Jungle Boy a slight nudge, and that led to y'all having a fist fight. Like they're both faces. Like, they're both faces here. And Luchasaurus gave Jungle Boy a slight nudge so he could beat the 10 count, and that led to y'all having a fist fight. Like, and then he was like, and then Luchasaurus wasn't even seen again. So he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like that. I just don't like the way that they've handled it. Like they got away scot-free with this with the cinematic match. Flying colors gone by, perfect.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, they should have left it at that.
They should have honestly just kept Sting looking on at Darby in the rafters.
They should have.
Yeah, that would have been, again, still perfectly fine. But
like watching Darby like go through all these matches, and then just have Sting looking in the rafters. You know what? If you wanted to involve Sting that bad, just do some shit where you have Sting watching, like you cut to Sting watching in the rafters, and then if the outside interference starts to happen, just cut the lights off real quick, have Sting pop up, make it be a scary moment for whoever's about to jump Darby. I don't know. Just I don't know. You don't have to involve Sting to that depth. There's other way. There's other avenues to have involved him.
No, like I said, especially the fact that Dark Order wasn't doing shit, and he was like,
seriously.
And it was like, fam, it's like 6 of y'all. Like, what are y'all doing?
Thank you.
Like, beat that old man up and go about y'all business or something. Shit.
Right.
I mean,
it was irritating,
but
to see all of that. Like I said, I mean, it really sucked to get back-to-back segments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, this wasn't one of my favorite episodes of AEW. If I'm really being honest, with the whole this match, the Factory versus the Nightmare Family, the Kenny Omega situation, because like y'all was hinting at, it was like, that's the match y'all wanted. Y'all couldn't say a tag team title shot. This the match y'all wanted. Like, honestly, this wasn't
seriously
one of my favorite episodes. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for the parlay, that's what actually kind of saved this episode for me.
The parlay, and then Britt Baker.
And Britt Baker, yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then too, let's kind of, I guess let's kind of future jump. Well, I say future jump because we're at the end, but let's kind of jump to the fact that I didn't think Blood and Guts was going to have this many matches.
I'm happy it does.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Because I literally thought this is really just about like the actual match itself.
Well, I thought the Blood and Guts match was going to at least be the whole second hour.
Okay. Well, it looks like we got
the whole show.
I mean, 1 hour. I mean, 1 hour spent well can be 2, 3. I mean, it can be. This can definitely be 2. It could probably be 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's like 4 matches next week.
Well, I mean, yeah. So I'm saying the first hour you can squeeze in 3 matches, and then you can have an hour-long Blood and Guts match if it needs to come to that.
No, I think Blood and Guts might end up being like 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Long.
That makes sense too. So then, yeah, you have a comfy seat on promo time then.
Yeah, because we got Britt Baker
and Sheeta, right?
No, she's just in the match.
Yeah, no, it's just Britt having a match. You got tag team elimination, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kenny and Nakazawa versus Eddie and Mox.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody else, I thought, too, having a match.
Let me see if their lineups on here. I don't think so.
It might not be another match, but yeah, so it was more matches than I thought that was going to be on there.
Man, I like how they commentary had said it. There was like, Britt Baker's going to be in it when they announced the match. So yeah, it's not the match that you want, but she will be in action.
Yeah,
because they already know. They already know that.
So save it for the pay-per-view?
I think so, and I think that's when she takes the title, as she should.
She definitely should. If she doesn't, I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore.
I've said it. If Britt doesn't take that title, I'm done with the women's division.
That's valid, man.
I'm done. Because at this point, Sheeta will be Brock Lesnar levels.
She's had it for over a year now, hasn't she?
Like, she's only had 2 singles matches this year. Like, that's crazy.
Jesus. Yeah, you could have given her plenty of chump matches. Shit, you could have given her chump matches on Dark or Elevation even.
Yes. It's a shame that most of her matches were tag matches.
Yeah, make it to where Dark and Elevation get some views. Like, have Sheeta be in a match.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 5 matches.
5, okay.
Yeah, so it's the tag match, the tag elimination match, or the four-way rather. Britt Baker and versus Vacant, Cody and QT, Kenny and Nakazawa against Kingston and Moxley. And
wait, Cody and QT are having a match?
Yeah,
that Blood and Guts. Yep.
I must have missed that. Okay.
That was right after he was.
That's right. No, I made fun of that. I made fun of right after the little scrap happened.
Figure 4
the graphic went up, and it was like, how the hell was that match made that fast?
See, it was Cody. He ran. He's like, "Yo, I'm about to go out there, make this match. I'm about to handle this now." And then he ran out and then put the figure 4 on top of the bus, and then they put the graphic up. This match is official now.
You put a figure 4 on a man on top of a bus.
Yo, honestly,
and the man tapped.
I'm gonna tell you what I thought was gonna happen. I thought what was gonna happen. I know we're going back. I thought what was gonna happen since all those people crowded. I thought he was gonna throw him off the bus and the people was gonna just catch him.
Yo, that would have been fun.
I thought Cody was gonna throw QT off the bus. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
No, he's gonna save that for blood and guts. And go right back to the bus. People are gonna run up and then he's gonna throw QT off. I'm like, yeah, he went into the abyss. He's done.
He's done.
No more factories.
They're gonna take it back to that warehouse that Sting and Darby had their match in.
Basically. I know you kind of gave your thoughts on how you felt about the show this week, Scoop, but you got any other final thoughts on both NXT or anything wrestling this week?
You know, I don't know if y'all mentioned it, but I kind of want to see what this Indy Candice, Ember, and Shotzi street fight about to look like.
Is it going to be a street fight?
Yeah. It's a street fight for the tag team titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know Indy's about to you know Shotzi's about to do something crazy.
Yes,
it's just a matter of what. That's the question of what Shotzi's gonna do. And
you know, she'll be at the things.
And you know, Lord bless her that she doesn't hurt herself or anybody else. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I definitely enjoyed NXT. Definitely have no issues. Like I said, I mean, I see where NXT is going, and I loved it. Like I saw somebody's opinion on NXT by saying since there's no war anymore, they feel that the luster of NXT is leaving. I totally disagree.
Yeah,
like
same.
I'm starting to love NXT more because they don't have to worry about competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AEW is the one I'm more afraid of because with them not having a authority figure, with Tony Khan not wanting to be Vince McMahon, is he's going to just let the people kind of do whatever. That's what is going to start getting weird when it comes to AEW. We're going to start getting some very unique things like the Factory versus Nightmare Family and stuff like that. So I hope AEW, I ain't going to say gets better because it's not bad. It's just a lot of stuff I don't want to see.
I'm with that.
That's
and, you know, of course, last but not least, you know, gotta, you know, that's the main takeaway of this week is the LIP for the Everrise.
I just remember that Christian Cage cut a promo, and we did not cover that.
Oh, it's okay.
I didn't even see that.
It was
This is what the people need to be paying attention to.
Not Christian Cage.
I mean, the crazy thing is about that whole thing is that I was looking around trying to find a fuck to give for Everrise, and I just could not.
Funny.
It's the craziest thing.
But just couldn't find it, huh?
You know what? Hey, I just thought about this. You know what would be the greatest thing, Jaeger?
What's that, man?
If some way and how Everrise gets represented by Malcolm Bivens, that would be the greatest thing for Lip Dizzle. He gets Everrise and Malcolm Bivens together.
There may be a couple NXTs I just don't cover during that time.
That's a sour taste in my mouth.
See?
It's like your worlds just collide together.
No.
To create some bullshit.
You know what? It's gonna. You know how they're gonna meet too. They're gonna get their asses kicked by somebody, and then they're gonna be in the ER getting like taped up by the doc, and
He's gonna just pop up,
just pop right up like all over again.
I'll turn the TV off right then and there.
Shit, he might fuck around and be the doc.
Oh God. It's like I don't know how to patch you up, but have you heard of Malcolm Bivens' brand?
But no, I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying myself, of course. You know, wrestling is wrestling. It's gonna be some highs. It's gonna be lows. You just gotta I'm not the one. As soon as things get bad, I just jump off the boat, jump off the ship. Nah.
Yeah.
You gotta just stick with it.
You gotta hold them horns.
Jaeger, what about you? What's your final thoughts on this week's wrestling?
On to wrestling. I got to give it to NXT, man. They showed up. Shotzi. I hope the boo-boos are not too bad. I know you're going to get them. AEW. I actually got to say, there were some good matches, but at the same time, it was like, huh. There were matches that I didn't know I was going to see, that I didn't know I didn't need to see until, or at least I didn't know I didn't need to see yet.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., like Orange Cassidy and Penta. But yeah, no, it was all right. If anybody needs those Live Forever Rise stickers, shirts, I think we're gonna try and do some kind of armbands. Like
wow.
maybe even do some 3D printing stuff. I don't know.
I'm trying to make this a thing.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be. That's not something that needs to happen.
All I'm saying is don't fuck around and let me get a green screen. It's gonna just be that image behind me the whole time.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that's not necessary. You don't got to do all that. You know, hey, watch over yourself.
I'm just saying. Chase Parker and Matt Martell needs to know how much.
Again, these names that you keep saying, I've never heard them.
I'm gonna buy you like a king size green blanket just so you can hang up right behind you.
I do that too.
Let's see how it works.
Live Forever Rise.
Oh no.
Because Ever Rise rules.
No. Fuck ever rise. Shall they never rise?
Mackenzie, you wrong not giving him that interview.
Mackenzie, look, you know what? Yeah, that's my final thoughts. Mackenzie, all day. Matter of fact, I hope you got some merch on WWE or NXT.com because I will buy a Mackenzie shirt. And if don't, I'll probably make a Mackenzie shirt. The microphone, your face on, everything like that. Dismissing Ever Rise. Or Never Rise. There we go. That's their name from now on. Never Rise.
Messed up, man.
Fuck Ever Rise. Shall they never rise? Never rise.
Why are you trying to keep them down like this, man?
Code.
I'm getting there.
Shame.
Why are you trying to keep the boys down?
I like what's happening? What's going on? Why? First off, why is this a thing?
You know what? These are just one of those unexplained phenomena that just happens.
Wow.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, just an unexplained phenomenon that just happens. I mean,
I'll roll with it.
You know, I mean, okay, so let me ask you this question. Do you want Lip Forever Rise or Lip for Charlotte?
Yikes.
I thought I chose the lesser of the two evils.
That's a look of bewilderment right there.
I want a world where neither one of those things exist.
I thought I chose the lesser of two evils with the Ever Rise thing because I know how much you really don't like them, and it's just funny to campaign for a team you really don't like. Now, if I was to do it for Miss Flair, that would just be flat out mean. That would just be mean. But at least for Everrise, it's just getting a kick because I know I can't see how did Doctor Strange put it in 10 million different outcomes. I don't see one where you cheer for them.
Yeah, and trust me, there's not even except for one. There's just none. Period.
Yeah, so I just think it's funny to me to just see how you react to Everrise.
It's a damn shame.
I mean, just to go on a quick little, the name is stupid.
Thank you.
The name is stupid.
Why is her name Everrise?
I have no idea. To piss me off. That's why.
You know,
that's why.
I really just need to see a wrestling tag team just be called Generic or something. Like, can we just change
Generation Me?
Name? Oh God, you're absolutely right. Never mind.
Now, this is the only time I'm going to help Scoot out and help plug this.
Ooh,
Scoot, if you want these people to continue to harass me and you want them to find these goddamn lip for Everrise memorabilia, where can they find you?
You can just catch me at the Scooter Ray, and if you want to, I'll send you the image and let you post it. I can let the people post it. I can let the people support it. And we can try to make this a thing. If we got to go on change.org and sign a petition and all of that.
Oh my.
Wow. If we got to make it to where Everrise shout this man out on TV,
as they should not.
I am here for any of this. I'm here for it.
Lord, let that not happen.
Where the campaign trail goes. I'm here. But at the Scooter Ray on IG and Twitch, that's where you can find me. And that's where we can start the campaign of Lip for Everrise.
Shall they never rise? Yeah.
Jesus.
Jaeger, where can the lovely ladies of the IWC as well as Shotzi find
you? Especially Shotzi.
But ladies, this is it's a little awkward because y'all get to hear me talk about Shotzi way too much. But if you'd like to just tell me how much of a simp I am for her, I mean, I will just completely agree with you. Over down here at Jaeger Bombastic on the Twitters, not the Twitters, on the Instagrams, on the Xbox Lives, on the PlayStations, actually it is on the Twitters, but it is with a 5 instead of an S. So fun stuff. It's all Jaeger Bombastic. Any haters? Sure, I'll talk.
Hey, you can send the haters to me.
That guy likes to talk to haters.
Yeah. You can send the haters to me.
He does the things.
And I'll just send you a bunch of Everrise photos. Just to let you know.
No, he'll swap the username. It'll be like, instead of Lip, it'll be like whatever guy.
No, I'm gonna just send them pictures of Chase Parker and Matt Martell. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, you know what? You get more people to hate Everrise, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
You gotta Photoshop them with belts.
Oh God, no.
Don't worry. If I had Photoshop skills, he would have been Photoshopped in a photo with Everrise.
Oh, that would have been savage.
I want none of that. Savage. None of that.
I had the Photoshop skills like that. Best believe I would have been like, I got undeniable proof that this man is a fan of Everrise.
And I would be like, lies all day.
Here he is, right there with them in the indie circuit.
Right there with them in the indies.
That's a deep fake.
Do you know what their name was in the indies?
I have no clue.
3.0.
See, again, more reason to be done.
That's actually worse than Generation Me.
It is.
Yeah.
That's like 100% worse than Generation Me. What the?
Goddamn shame. Damn shame.
Yikes. Anyways,
yeah,
Mr. Dizzle,
Mr. D's
if like with all this
all this
sadness
nonsense going
and
on,
dismay,
I can
and where can we get a change of pace?
I can take a page out of both of y'all's books and say you can find me at www.fuckeverrise.com.
Damn.
Oh, since we're throwing F-bombs, can I squeeze in a quick fuck Bruce Mitchell? Anyways,
Bruce Mitchell.
But
yes.
if you need to find me, Lip Dizzle, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, the Twitter, etc., etc., etc. If you need that positivity outside of all the negativity that I throw at Everrise, you can find that shit Lifestyle 1 Up on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, possibly on YouTube. Like I said, we're getting there, but hey, don't worry about all that. The podcast, anywhere you want to listen to it, it's there. So primarily Spotify, though. Get Spotify. Spotify, give them views because we like Spotify on this end. But
they are friends.
But as always, until next time, you can always you can too sweet to well not to that shit.
Oh,
too sweet. Bow.
Damn.
But as always,
get used to it, guys. This is
don't get used to that.
Only situation. It's the only time y'all gonna see this. It's the only time. This is a one night only situation. One night only.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the one night only
situation.
Now,
so get used to it.
You can find the shirts at www.fuckbrucemitchell.com.
That's true too.
/shop.
Yes.
But yeah, till next week, till you hear our beautiful voices and our handsome faces, you see all this all over again. Until next time.